Hey guys, it's me, Kitty. Sorry, it's just I had problems trying to do it. I didn't know that when you do a live stream, you're supposed to go to studio and then do it. I thought it was supposed to be that you just click on it and do it. I was panicking for a second. I'm sorry. So the way this is gonna work is you guys get to ask me questions to celebrate getting 100,000 subscribers. Sorry, we actually planned this all the way back in February. And I'll sign some Streamily prints, and you guys can ask me questions. Streamily is a really great resource. If you guys want autographs from the Hell of a Boss or Has Been Hotel people, totally do it. If you want it from other voice actors like Jeff Fisher, Rachel McFarlane, you can do that too. Normally, it's pretty good if, say, you want to go to like a con, but you can't, and they're offering autographs. You could do it. Like last year for New York Comic Con, Kathy Najimy, the voice of Peggy Hill, was there, and she was offering autographs, but I wasn't there, so I got an autograph from Streamily that was sent to my house. So that was pretty good. Hi. And I just want to say thank you guys for supporting me up to 100,000. I know maybe we've gone dipping a little bit. I actually have some really good surprises next week you guys might be in store for. So we'll just wait for a few more people to show up and then I'll start shining the prints. Streamily sent me a pen. It's metallic gold. The first stage musical I saw. Oh, this is a good story. Do you mean like Broadway or musical? Because normal musical, it was in Newark. It was like a Cinderella thing on a field trip. I forget what. I just remember there was like they were spinning umbrellas. It was not a DJ Pack. It was something Newark related. But my first musical was Mamma Mia. I saw that my grade year. I went with my whole school. I hated it. I think the only reason we went was one, it was probably the cheapest, and two, most of my like teachers were fans of that stuff, so they probably more went for themselves. But I got to stage doors, so that was pretty good. I think I still have the playbill. It wasn't until high school, my senior year, when we went to go see a Bronx Tale, which was a really good show because I'm Italian, so I like that kind of stuff. That I got back into Broadway, so yeah, it's really good. I don't think it was Roger and Hammerstein Cinderella, but it was a different kind. Were there like umbrellas? Because I remember they're like twirling umbrellas. I was like 5, so I don't remember. I just know like we went to go see Cinderella. Okay, Drawn Together episode when? Well, honestly, I'm still writing a couple other scripts for other shows, but I have thought about writing a video about Toot because I'm plus size and I actually like Toot because I feel like she's an all right person and a really funny character. She's just the B word because she's forced to be that way. So that would be cool to examine. The Book of Mormon's really good. I almost went to go see that like I think last year on my birthday, but I ended up going to see Six in Chicago. Chicago really sucked. I don't really play Mortal Kombat or anything, so I can't answer that. I'm so sorry. You can use Kitty Monk, or my real name. My real name is either Abby, ABI, or Abigail, but either or is fine. I would like to do another, yeah. You guys saw Aladdin? That sounds cool. Ah, I don't know. There's like a bunch I want to talk about. I guess maybe King of the Hill, but I do have a King of the Hill video incoming. I just mean like main channel because I have a bunch of ideas for that show. It's like nobody really watches it. Honestly, I was well maybe like Futurama, but not a lot of people watch that either. I saw Spamalot twice. Actually, funny story. I remember the first time I saw Spamalot was in Washington D.C., like the whole cast, and James Monroe Iglehart was there. Afterwards, I was like, James, I love you. I love Hell of a Boss. I make videos on that show all the time. And this was like before Oops came out, maybe like a month or two before. And he was like, oh, me and Alex have an episode coming out soon. And I was like, ah. Then I saw it on Broadway on Halloween on opening night, but there was a shooting, so there was no stage dooring, so I was so sad. That was the most recent show I think I've seen. I don't think Rogu was a mistake. Honestly, I like Rogu better than Billy because I feel like Rogu doesn't take up that much time. And honestly, with the episode with him and Klaus, I thought about making a video on too, where they go to the ranch because I quote that all the time. Like, I don't know. Oh, Billy, honestly, this might get some flag. I don't really like Billy just because I feel like he's a funny joke, but then he goes on for like way too long. The one joke I do like is the La Croix joke, like Billy, get the guest to La Croix. But that's like the only time I like Billy. I'm so sorry. I did try to ask Emperor Kumquat, but they didn't want to do it, so I'm not gonna push them. I do like their videos though. Honestly, you wanna know why I want to go to Gatlinburg? It's because I watched King of the Hill, and there was an episode where we meet Buck's son, and he lives in Gatlinburg, so that got me interested. So now I want to go because King of the Hill made me try so much stuff. Like I tried Whataburger when I went to Vegas. I want to try Luby's and I ever go down to Texas because of King of the Hill. So that'd be really fun. Dugganville, I hear is really good. Orange Mo 8 started talking about it. I haven't really watched most of the Fox cartoons outside of the main ones in like years, so I can't comment. I did try talking about Central Park, but it's a really good show. I just feel like one, they needed to have a better idea of the story versus the filler because it wasn't a good balance. And two, I didn't like how when they sing, they have that weird Bob's Burger stare where they just look like this the whole time. So you know what? I should contact him. Thanks. I honestly, at first, I didn't really like how American Dad was on TBS, but now that it's kind of been established, I do like it as much as Fox. And I think they have taken some daring things, and there's some episodes. It's kind of like how I don't know. I like it. So yeah, I guess. Do you guys think I should get started with the Prince, or do you want me to answer a few more questions? But I guess going back to Gatlinburg, I probably won't go there because you have to take a plane to Tennessee, and then you have to drive an hour, and I can't drive. So yeah, but then you gotta drive like an hour or you gotta buy a shuttle and I can't drive, so that's the downfall. Because I wanted to go to UbiCon so bad, but then I ended up going to GalaxyCon Columbus, which was really fun. Honestly, I feel like they're better run than Fan Expo, even if they have some of the same problems. There's like better crowd control, better guest interactions. The MCs are all really nice, so I can't complain. Oh my god, yes. That's like I hate that in the newer seasons. Like Bob the whole time just looks like he's constipated. I want to comment on that so bad. Like I liked how in the earlier seasons he was still kind of deadpan, but he was expressive. Like it annoys the heck out of me. And it's like everybody just talks like this, like we just recorded and showed up for a day. Like I'm reading off a grocery receipt. Like I heard some people say maybe it's because Fox made them do it because they're like it comes a time when every Fox cartoon gets kind of stiff, but oh, this is what we're doing for 100K. We're gonna assign things, but I'm just gonna answer a couple more questions. I don't really know if there is a fandom. I mean, I don't know. I have tried to go to LA Comic Con, but I didn't get accepted. I only go to a con if there's panels because then it's like a business expense. It's really playing GTA though. Like I used to have Sin City on my phone. Favorite Monster High character? I don't know, I like all of them. When I was, like, in middle school, I loved the heck out of Monster High. I even like the Lisa Harrison books. I know everybody was like, "Oh, I hate those books." No, I love them. I don't know. Well, I guess we could start signing prints. So this is the first print. It's Kitty, it's Dr. Mrs. the Monarch. I haven't worn her in, like, forever. I think the last time I did was animate Raleigh back in January. So the way it works is a few people bought prints. Maybe only like 2 or 3 people, but I'll probably be doing this again. Or you can buy it on the shop. It just probably won't be signed on camera. Also, I'm doing Cameo if you want me to send you something personal. Table for Hamina! Okay, let's see what we got here. I don't know Mass Effect. Ooh, they sent a bunch of really good ones. Say they sent Catherine. I was supposed to go to MomoCon, but they didn't accept any of my panels, and it sucks because a bunch of my friends are going. But I was supposed to go to that GeeklyCon that weekend. I went last year too. They're really cool. I got my tattoo there, and then the week after, I'm probably gonna go to Disney World. So let's see. Right now, oh, they gave a bunch of prints. Like I was about to contact the guy and be like, "Dude, you got me the wrong prints." Here, let me see. Oh, Raleigh was really nice. I went there. They had this really good spaghetti restaurant I went to after the con. Okay, let me go on Streamily.com, I guess. We're supposed to have done it like that. I thought it was going to say in the box which ones we got. So let me go to my dashboard. DragonCon, I don't know if they did it yet. That's why. However, I have applied to a couple cons for Labor Day weekend. My dream con is to go to SAC Anime, so fingers crossed. Okay, we're going to start off with okay, the first one is out to Phantom. Hmm. Well, honestly, I get that all the time. No offense. Like my mom's literally like, and then we're gonna talk about cartoons. Honestly, I was gonna, but I was only there like Thursday to Monday, so I couldn't. Here, let me try my mouse. Like honestly, I talk really fast in real life. Like I used to have teachers say, like, you're swallowing your words. Oh, I know you're doing it right now. I don't really have one. I did have an American Girl doll. I think it's at my old house with my grandma, but I don't really like. Sorry if you got mad. Well, that sounds cool. Honestly, you might get on our Instagram too, because Busy Pop loves that stuff. I don't really prefer either or. I feel like South Park's more consistent, I guess you could say, in terms of quality, but I like SpongeBob and South Park, and I grew up on SpongeBob. Probably either the power to read minds or compel people, like in Vampire Diaries or telekinesis. My favorite, ooh, I like red. My favorite South Park character is, I guess, maybe Cartman or Kyle. I've tried writing another Kyle script before. I'm actually writing a Cartman script right now. That'll probably come out on Friday. It's probably gonna be a top 10 list. So okay, we're gonna do the first one. It's gonna be a Catherine photo. It's gonna be made out to Chris. So here's the photo of Catherine. I don't really have a hypnotism episode. I guess maybe like the one with Klaus. So that one's good. So, do you guys think I should do like a Catherine voice, or he just wants his name? Yeah, teleportation would be cool too, but I feel like there'd be stuff going along with that. I used to write a superhero series when I was in high school, then I got to thank you. I'm Catherine. I talk like this. And I live in Newark and I make videos with Kitty Monk. Honestly, I think I just did Catherine spur of the moment one day, and that's how the voice came out. Ooh, that sounds really good. Bryce was really nice though. He did the Stollis voice the whole time, and then I saw him when I was leaving. I was like, "Oh my god, mom, it's Stollis!" Thank you. I love being the best part of Kitty's videos. No, no. Thank you. I love being the best part of Kitty's videos. I'm afraid of everything. Death, like more than a normal amount. Bugs, wormy, darkness, heights, people, new opportunities, everything. The Peggy doll from Zach Baggins. Oh my god, I went to Zach Baggins. All the dolls kept talking to me. Okay, let me write this for Chris, then I'll start doing a few more questions. Okay. To Chris. Love. Ew, that's weird, but I gotta do it. Catherine and Kitty Monk. And I'm just gonna sign as Catherine. And yeah, that one's complete. Let me just write number 1 on the back. And here you are. To Chris, love Catherine and Kitty Monk. And then Kitty Monk and Catherine. So I'm just leave that right there. Well, it wasn't like a superhero. It was more like an Attack on Titan Transformers fanfic. But it also had Vampire Diaries in there for good measure. I was in high school. It was weird. Ooh. Okay, I thought about it because I hated Gen 2, but Gen 3 has actually been pretty good so far. The only thing I'm not really crazy about is Toralai's voice, but Well, Catherine, for those of you who've been asking, Catherine's name is actually spelled with a K because I figured it was similar to Kitty. Not C, it's like K, so. My favorite fruit's probably apples or grapes. My least favorite is everything else. I'm not really a fruit person, you can tell. I like bananas. Bananas are really good. Not in the weird way, I just like bananas. Well, I think when Bryce, he was like doing it for other people, so he was kind of stuck in the voice because before me, he was doing a voicemail, and I think he knew I was nervous, so like he kept taking selfies, and he was like, "Hoot hoot!" I was like, "Ah!" So I haven't really watched Miraculous. I tried watching a couple episodes, mostly when I used to go to AC with my nieces, and they would watch it, but I haven't really liked it. 16, I haven't really watched either. So I actually like the Super Adventure Club episode. That's the episode that got me back into South Park. Because I watched it one day with my aunt because we didn't know what else to watch, so we put that on. So I love that episode. Oh yeah, Morgana was really nice. I loved her. I guess maybe you could make one out of clay or something, or maybe use like a red doll. You could do that too. I mean, I think I'm cool. Oh yeah, white rice. I thought about making an episode of. I thought about making a video about that when I was writing the script for the episode I did on productive panic. I realized at the end because sometimes I'll do this when I'm editing. I'm like, oh damn it, I should have included that. So okay, Catherine has committed war crimes. I'm sorry, all of the war crimes. I'm sorry. So I've always wanted to make a YouTube channel. I tried it 6th grade. I made a bunch of stupid robot chicken sketches that were terrible. Then when I was in high school, I started watching The Round Table and Mr. Enter, and that made me want to do it. But I only wrote scripts. Then maybe like my freshman, sophomore year, and going into college, I started doing this thing where I would watch episodes of shows and stop them to give my commentary. And then I started watching Shady Do Rags, and then I wrote a script about Hank Hippopopoulos in the style of Shady because I hated how he never talked about that. So then maybe like during 2020, during that summer when I was like in school, but we were at home, I started doing YouTube. And I started doing it as a hobby for a couple of months while I was in school, and then maybe, like, January, I finally took off, so that was pretty good. Oh, yeah. "Steve, are you not even going to glance into my glowing red eyes and become forever bound to me?" Yeah, I like apples. The hard thing is you gotta cut them. At least with grapes, you just pluck them off. Oh, I would love to voice an animated character. Honestly, sometimes as an exercise, I'll read out scripts I wrote, so honestly, life in Newark is pretty good. It's honestly not that bad. I went to Philly last week. That place was worse than Newark. No offense to anybody who lives there. It was just like there were needles on the ground. I saw drug transaction. I've never seen any of that stuff in Newark. My birthday is October 13th, 1999. I was not born on a Wednesday. I was born on a Wednesday, not a Friday. Friday was when Fight Club came out. Oh, that's how you do it? Okay. Honestly, I don't know if I have a favorite has been episode because there's stuff I like in each one. So I like the show overall. Honestly, I don't really think I have a least favorite. It's just more like problems with the show itself. Not like, oh, it's problematic. Just like it should have been 15 episodes like Busy Pop wanted. It stuff like that. So, oh, thank you. No, Philly was cool. I like the cheesesteaks. It was just like, oh my, like it was the weirdest city I've ever been to, and I go to New York like on the regular. Hi. Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. No, I'm not afraid of, like, planes because I know, like, they do that on a daily basis, so it's like their jobs. I'm just scared of, like okay, so recently, if you guys follow my streams, I've gone to the Grand Canyon. So the Grand Canyon, that scared the crap out of me because it's, like, hundreds of feet in the air, and there's, like, no, like, railing or anything. Like, if you fall off that thing, they will never find you, and that scared the crap out of me. Like, I would with my mom because she drove, and she just sat on the edge the whole time. I'm like, "What the heck are you doing?" Or we went on the sky bridge, and they make you wear shoes because it shows you straight down. I was, like, hugging myself the whole time. But oh, yeah, I forgot about the one with Dr. Penguin. Oh, thank you, I do try. Oh, Savers Sparks and Gooseworks, and I don't know who that last person is, have the same birthday? Lucky. Honestly, I don't have a favorite South Park episode. The reason is it's hard for me to say stuff like that because I'll like an episode and then I'll watch the hell out of it and then it'll change. I guess I don't know. Or like there's times where a lot of the episodes I started reviewing are my favorites, but then I'll review it and I'll start hating it. Like I used to like Pinewood Derby and I still kind of do, but I had to analyze it. I'm like, wow, this episode actually kind of sucks when you think about it. My favorite childhood cartoon was SpongeBob. Honestly, I watched SpongeBob until I was in high school. Until I was like in middle school, then in high school, I suddenly remembered how much I liked it. So, oh, no offense. Sometimes I think I'm old, but then it's like I realize I'm not old. Oh yeah, they didn't really torture him. That's the funny thing. Like, I mean, like hypnotize him. Like, I think at most they just like annoyed him for like a day straight. What do you think made it funnier? The bodies are hidden underneath the house. I have no clue. Some places did kind of have a railing, like they're like, be careful if you're doing selfies, but like we went to Guano and most of that didn't have like railing, so that scared the crap out of me. Like it was funny though, because there was this tourist guy there with his group, and he was like, "Oh, would you take a picture of us?" And I'm like, "Okay." So he's like, "Oh, do you want me to take a picture of you?" I was like, "No, no, 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 no." I never thought about going to Serbia, but maybe one day. Yeah, like, has been it felt like that because a lot of people are like, "Oh, they shoved, like, 3 seasons worth," but I feel like if they did get 15, it probably would still feel a little rushed, but not as. I have some places did have railings, but not every place. I would wanna go international, though, maybe, like, the UK if I was wanting to go see the castles. Oh, yeah, I went to the Hoover Dam the first time I went to Vegas back in November for Sin City Anime, which is a pretty good show. I went there okay, so how many people watch Beavis and Butthead? I went to the tour guide after we were done. I was like, "How many people have asked you, 'Is this a goddamn?'" And he was like, "Oh, no, none of them." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's pretty good." I don't really have a favorite Owl House episode. I guess maybe the one where they go in Bellows' head, but I kinda wanna know what it was like for him. Or is he just, like, watching TV and then he's like, "Oh, cry." Like, "Ew. Dude, I feel like I'm old." Like, Big Mouth, I guess maybe the anxiety episode or the one with Depression Kitty. That's actually pretty spot on. I have never seen Star Wars: The Clone Wars. I'm sorry. I think I watched, like, one episode. I always saw, like, commercials for it, but I could never get into it. Yeah, I got the reference. Abigail Divino, if you guys wanna know. It's with a D. Don't stalk me. If you do, I will have to rescind the privileges. Oh, you do karaoke too? That's so much fun. I start planning it in my head beforehand. Okay, if you guys wanna know, actually, I have a huge sailor mouth in real life. Like, people have told me to stop. I just don't curse on my channel because, like, I'm afraid it'll get demonetized. Like, there have been times where I thought about, like, actually cursing, like, saying the F word. I remember one time I was going to, and then I saw, like, a Twitter from Johnny Tucellos, and he was like, "Ah, I said the S word once, and my whole video got demonetized." I'm like, "Yep, never again." So I only really do it if I'm, like, collabing with somebody, usually, like, Lydia or Reviewed to Death, so oh, I never saw the Winter Soldier one. Oh, honestly, I always thought I sung horrible. Oh, maybe it could be like okay, so is there a phantom in the live stream? Hold on one sec. Okay, I'm back. Okay, favorite non-cartoon show? Maybe like Vampire Diaries. I don't know. I have started rewatching Young Sheldon. I love that show. I watched the finale a couple days ago, or like the almost finale. I almost cried. So maybe Young Sheldon. Let's say Young Sheldon. I guess the list song. I don't know. It changes. It is very safe, but the taxes are quite high. Yeah, honestly, that's kind of annoying. I haven't seen Lydia's new video because honestly, I love Lydia. Sometimes it's funny. Like I'll be like, "Oh, I should do a video on this character." Oh, Lydia beat me to it, but her take is pretty good. So yeah. Oh yeah, I used to love Big Bang Theory. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's sexist." Honestly, yeah, I guess it kind of is. That's why I prefer Young Sheldon. But if like I'm on a plane and I need a laugh or there's nothing on TV, I'll put it on 'cause it's funny and my family likes it. So like honestly, yeah, I don't really like Big Bang Theory that much anymore because I feel like as a girl nerd, they get a lot of nerdy stuff wrong, but eh. I don't think either of us would. Oh, lucky. Really? Washington? I'm surprised. I mean, Jersey's not that dangerous either. I mean, depends on where you go, but most people are smart. I've never done a student exchange program. Oh. Okay, the second one we gotta do is to Phantom. Is Phantom in the live stream? I gotta ask you a quick question. Oh, okay. I don't really have a favorite pop song. Honestly, most of my favorite songs are all like Broadway related. Like I love the Beetlejuice musical. I love Hades Town, Moulin Rouge, Mean Girls. I hated the Mean Girls movie though. I haven't seen Baby Reindeer. I don't think. Was it the one with Drew Barrymore? I think I saw it like a couple times as a kid. Favorite color is definitely black. I've never had honeydew, but I guess maybe if it's like a thing full of fruit, I'll eat it. So hurricane crossover. Honestly, I didn't. Honestly, it's kind of meh. I think the Cleveland show had it best because I liked how they did "Not All Dogs Go to Heaven," but like better because they actually explained why some people believe instead of making them all out to be idiots. Family Guy one, honestly, can go suck an egg. American Dad, I think it was maybe like number two, but it's still it felt like out of character. Like I feel like Stan would be better prepared for a hurricane. So, oh, I love Rocky Horror. Like it's so good. I mean, you can get an autograph, I think. I just don't know if Streamily like ships there. So, oh yeah, I've never. Honestly, the only like Scottish show I've seen is that one with the guy who plays Ramsay from Game of Thrones. I think with Sir Ian McKellen. Um, I'm more of a musical person than a play person. I guess currently Hades Town is really good. Beetlejuice, 100%. Um, uh, Has Been is also pretty good. Same with Hell of a Boss. I haven't seen George Carlin. My favorite Hello Boss character is probably Fizzarolli because he was the first time I felt like represented as a content creator, like that feeling that you have to do it, or like how the only time he actually puts himself on display, it's his choice, and he actually hates how uncomfortable it like makes him. How like I mean, people don't know boundaries, but he actually likes the fans who actually like him for him. So like I remember I was at DerbyCon, it was the last day and they were closing up, and I was at the bar near the restaurant and I was watching that episode and I was like crying. And it was like the waiter kept asking me, like, hey, are you done? I'm like, yeah, just a few more minutes. He's like, oh, it's okay. I'm like, I'm sorry, just a few more minutes. I'm only autograph Streamily. I don't know how it works, but I'm mostly sticking to the US because I don't have a passport, but I would like to go internationally. Oh, yeah, that was one of my first two. Because I think I didn't really honestly, I just remember Rocky Horror from American Dad, and that convinced me to try it out, so I've never performed in any musicals. See, I went to this school where they like to stroke their own things. So instead of doing like normal plays, we would have Dancing with the Spartans, which were literally just kids putting on routines, plus the dance teacher's niece. So, oh my god, he was like a but we didn't have that. Even in high school, we just had kids putting on like normal plays. So like I was like, yay, I'm a drama club. Okay, so we're doing student run plays. I'm like, ah, darn it. So yeah, we never had actual plays or musicals. We would just have like chorus doing it like once. So I guess RPG is my favorite. Oh, Seussical! You know, Orlando and Universal, they have, like, a whole Seuss thing. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I miss Apu. Honestly, there's one thing I don't like about the modern Simpsons. I feel like they would have done more than just say, like, "Oh, we might get rid of Apu, we might not, but we might get rid of Apu." So, yeah. At least with, like honestly, I get why they changed the voice actors, even if I don't think they should've, but I liked how Family Guy did it, where it was a fan who was brought on, same with, like, Rick and Morty. I feel like The Simpsons, they made the voices way too distinct. Again, with Big Mouth, at least they sounded similar enough where, like, you know it's somebody else, but it's close enough, so it's fine. So, yeah, I love Jimmy Neutron. Oh my god, I went to Fan Expo Philly, there were so many people who loved Butch Hartman. Like, I was like, "Really?" He walked past me when I was walking through the celebrity autograph area. He was getting a coffee and going back to his table. He smelled like water. I don't know. I like a you know what? I'm just gonna say this song of the South. No, honestly, I really don't know. I'm sorry. Wait, what's your least favorite place? Probably teacher, because that's what I'm currently studying to be. No, it's still there, just not as many people. But like maybe because I went in like February, like there was nobody there. Like you just walked on all the rides. The only downside is if you go to like Universal during like the winter, they close early, so I had to, like, bum rush everything 'cause I was only there for a day, so that really sucked. Ooh, that sounds really fun. I used to watch M&M's cartoons. I will not answer that. Sorry. I haven't seen Ramshackle. Honestly, if you guys want indie animation, totally check out Pendanty Cat. He's so good with that. Maybe if we're talking about MCU, I like Wanda. I just don't like what they did with her in the Doctor Strange movie. I tried watching the reboot of Who. I got up to the episode where they go to, like, the sun and there's, like, that sheet lady, but, eh. Yeah, I was too, I saw Pie Guy Rules' video, so ah! Wait, when's CreepyCon? Honestly, if you guys wanna know my convention schedule, I will be my next one's gonna be at IKEATON, then in June, I'm going to Shenanigans, and then in July, I'm going to Kineticon, and then August, we still don't know. September, we still don't know. October, Nightmare Weekend Richmond, and then DerpyCon, and then November, we still don't know. December, we still don't know. What's RTD? Hi, fur baby. Hi. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I never tried P.F. Chang's. Every time I wanted to try it, it's, like, too expensive or I just go somewhere else, so I'm so sorry. Oh, I wanted to try that. It looks okay. I guess maybe just keep on doing it, keep to a schedule, and be consistent. That's how you do it because when I miss a day, I end up spending, like, the next month and a half trying to make up for it, like I kinda am now, so okay. I guess maybe we'll do number 2 now. It's Kitty as Dr. Mrs. the Monarch. So this one was made by Gouliards. They also did the print of me is Valentino's robe of his kitty. Hi. Yeah, but it's a little personal. Honestly, most of the jokes about my dad are like, eh, but we don't really talk. I think I talked to him since I was in like high school. Oh, I'm glad I could help. I mean, I've seen Shady Do Rags review it, but I never like seen the show. Oh, I don't know. I thought there would be. Oh, I hope I was able to help though. Um, I don't. Oh, that makes no sense. I mean, I wish. But honestly, shows didn't really scare me as a kid. I would just have specific episodes that scared me or like moments. Like like for SpongeBob, the hot sauce scene or the part where with the gorilla. Nowadays, it's 100% wormy. Like that, if a photo of him comes up on my phone, like I'll run and wash my hands. Remember, I was also scared of that VeggieTales episode with David and Goliath. Like, whenever that would come on or, like, my parents would put it on, I would just go run under the bed every single time. Depends. Maybe Ratchet because I feel like he got a good character, but probably RC because I feel like she had the most consistent character next to Starscream. But I would also maybe do one on Megatron because I feel like to some degree he's kind of like a tragic hero if you read the books. Like he wanted to be like this big leader, but then the power went to his head and he became like a violent warlord, like the one thing he fought against. Krabby Patty. Yeah, but that was in like G1 in Transformers Prime. Like he did have good intentions at first, and he had a point. That's why I like to think of him as like this tragic hero. Like he became the one thing he like didn't want to be for like years, and it wasn't until like Unicron possessed him that he realized he was forcing that on everybody else. Oh yeah, I would love to see Bryce. Honestly, he was in Little Shop of Horrors. I just never got a chance to go see him. I don't know what Blue Eyed Samurai is. Probably Loki. I mean, if Iris can be fall I mean, if Iris can be fallen by, like, Billy, then yeah, definitely Loki. Maybe South Park just because I feel like there'd be more they could talk about, and I would 100% like that. I even watched the reboot. As a kid, I watched a couple of episodes, like, my parents would forbid me to watch that show, but, eh. Yeah, I have seen KND. Okay. The thing is, there's a lot more shows I want to review, but the problem is Time Warner's kind of being a B word lately about copyright. Like they took down my Evil Morty video like an hour after it premiered. So they're doing that to a lot of other people, and I'm kind of weary. So, ooh. Honestly, that does suck because I had like a few more Rick and Morty ideas planned. Like I wanted to do a video on Beth and whether or not she was like evil, because then I would have taken care of all the Smiths or like stuff like that. I mean, I'm more like nearsighted. Like I can't really read what's on my fridge or the subtitles on the TV, but I can kind of see it. Like, yeah, I don't know. I like glasses. I made a top 10 list about those, like shows I'll probably never review. Like I've tried with a few shows, like I'll put videos out, but then nobody will watch them. Like, wait, Cold One? Tell me more about that. Yeah, Warner Bros. Discovery, same thing. But like, I remember I wanted to do one on Venture Brothers, and then nobody really watched the video on the Monarch. A couple people did, but nobody really watched that one, so I couldn't really do any more videos. I thought about the other Adult Swim shows. Like, I really wanted to make one on YOLO, like the whole show, but nobody really heard about that. Honestly, I did write a script and record and everything for Rick and Morty versus Smiling Friends video. How like I really hate how some were like, "Oh, it's better than the other," but they're both good shows. But that never came to fruition. That was back when I was still reviewing Owl House. I like Will Arnett. Okay, that was weird though. Like the squirrel thing, I wish they better explained because most of the time they only act like they jumped because of the Cronenberg and then because of Mr. Frundles. They never mentioned the squirrel thing. Like even when that episode came out, me and my friends just said like, "Oh, it was from the previous Rick and Morty," but I don't know. It was like weird, or I just tell myself that episode isn't all that canon. It's weird. Oh, I love Coraline. Oh yeah, honestly, I used to watch SML until the puppets. My favorite character was probably Cody. Yeah, honestly, no offense. I was not a big fan of that show. Like I tried, but outside of like the "I don't understand the paw" song, which honestly describes Stolas to a T, I don't really like that show. I love Coraline. I might review it one day, but honestly, there really isn't anything I could say besides it's really good. Okay, SML is Super Mario Logan. He used to make these videos. You guys should watch Turkey Tom's video on him. Oh, so I was at Level Up Expo for the Helluva Boss panel, and they showed a clip from the episode. It was the song. We were all screaming. I remember I told a couple people on the internet, they're like, "You're not supposed to do that. That's so rude." Everybody was mad at you. I'm like, dude, one, you'd probably be doing it too if you were there. And second, we were all doing it, so you get mad at the whole room. Sorry. And three, I think you could wait a couple of more weeks just to see this whole song. Okay, Royal Crackers, I remember I saw it on April Fools. So I was not like the biggest fan of it because it just felt like a Family Guy ripoff that tried way too hard to be edgy, and it was like they just like the jokes went on way too long. Because it really felt like it should have been an 11-minute cartoon that was 20 minutes. Then I went on vacation a couple of times, and they would always somehow, without fail, show a marathon. So I do kind of like the show, even if it's not my favorite. But I really hate how they have like so many jokes which just go on for like a minute straight. Like the son going like "Mom, Mom, Mom," or the thing with the grandpa. The grandpa's probably my favorite character though. I never watched Arcane, so I don't really know. Yeah, Will's voice is really charming. It has like, oh my god, he was in King of the Hill, and he was in the episode with ZZ Top, and I love that episode because of Will Arnett. No, I mean like the concept of the mind blowers, I could see being canon, but I just don't know if maybe like the squirrel thing is just something like Rick made up, or if like they were about to leave, but then Rick's like, "Oh, we could just mind wipe these squirrels or something." It's just like that's why I wish they at least referenced it because I thought they were gonna reveal like in the new episodes that like, "Oh yeah, we dimension top like 20 times. This is like our 50th summer and Beth." But I don't know. Yeah, Christina B, I liked her. I actually met her at GalaxyCon Columbus. We were really nice. We talked about Verosika and how we both liked her. So, oh yeah, Newark is kind of dangerous at night, but honestly, as long as you stay away from certain areas and you don't like act like a D word, you'll be fine. Okay, I guess we got one more. Okay, so there's one more from a phantom and it says live from an undisclosed location. So I guess I'll do okay. To Phantom, hope you have fun at your undisclosed location. Oh, it went through. Okay, I guess we got it right over that. Love, Kitty, Monk, and Monk. Okay, so it went through now. Okay, I guess I'll redo Chris. Chris, you're getting two. So this is to Phantom. Hope he likes it. They like it. Sorry. I thought about going to Washington State, but I don't really know anything there. Ooh, also a tip if you guys meet Christina, she doesn't like to curse in character. Apparently, she's like nothing like Maraska in real life. She's like a super shy person, so I would just keep that in mind. Same kind of goes for Blake and Amir. They don't really like doing stuff in character either, so yeah. So I haven't really done the monarch. I haven't really done that until now. I have tried to do a Sheila impression, but you guys watch my videos. I think she was also in Steven Universe, wasn't she? She played J10. She like wanted to. She felt like she was chosen by Greg. Honestly, I think you probably could just be like polite about it, and if he says no, he says no. Honestly, something I've learned is like because I meet a lot of fans in person now. You're probably not the first person to ask for that stuff, so you're fine. Just don't be like weird, as in like if you know it's like weird, like universally, then don't. Oh, thank you. That song is called I don't know. Hang on. Let me check Final Cut. It's called One Last Dance with You by the Flex. I got it on Epidemic Sound in case you guys want to buy it. So anybody have any more questions? So I did two autographs this time. I want to do one more, hopefully. So first one, second one. I don't know what Capcorn is. Capcom? Hang on one sec. Sorry, I have con cred. Oh, I actually like Bryce. I didn't know in real life he has like the same exact voice as Aaron, just like a little higher. Honestly, I haven't played that many games in a while. Like last one I played was Pokemon, but that game it's like way too easy, so I don't really do it. Yeah, that's true. Honestly, I would just ask his opinion first, but mostly just travel. I do kind of want to go to Disney World in June. I am like booking it now, so fingers crossed. Because I want to like live it up now because I have to go back to college in September, so I won't be able to travel as much. So yeah, Aaron Yeager. Honestly, I do a panel sometimes called "The People versus Aaron Yeager," where we have to put Aaron on trial for war crimes. We actually got him not guilty once because somebody did an insanity verdict. So, oh yeah, honestly, I did think about going to Disneyland because I wanted to hit up all the big parks in California, but it was like 500 bucks a night to go to hotels there if you were staying in like Disneyland Resort. Plus Disney World, I haven't been there since I was 7. I was like scared of everything. And there's like more stuff. And honestly, 1 week there was like $1,000, whereas like 1 week in like Disneyland was like 3,000. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to Disney World. Lucky. I think I graduated on Flag Day, actually. I do want to go to Disneyland one day. You know, when I was in Vegas last time, I almost went to Universal in California because that was like a 4-hour drive, but we were like so tired from going to Zach Baggins the night before. We're like, yeah, no, we're just going home. Dude, the rent is horrible in Jersey. Like, it's really bad. Like across the street, there's like it's 2,000 for like a 1 bedroom apartment. Look, honestly, no offense, but like California, I started looking has like horrible like public transit. I rely on public transit, and that would suck too. Because I wanted to go to Disneyland, then go to Knott's Berry Farm, and then go to Universal Hollywood, but I would need a car for all that, and I don't have one. So, the room definitely. I actually met Greg Sestero when I was in MegaCon. He was so nice. I think he thought it was weird though because I had like the kitty makeup on. You know, like Raleigh. So he was like scared of me the whole time. I do kind of want to go to Tennessee though. So yeah, Jersey it's slightly better, but not as better. Philly was like really bad. DC was kind of good, but only if you were really staying in DC itself. Ooh. I think maybe the best public transit I ever seen was in New York City, where it's like regardless of where you went, there was always something. But yeah, like DC, it really did suck. Like there was only like it's only good if you're staying in like the main city. So yeah, that really sucked. I think Boston, yeah, Boston was also my second good, but honestly, a lot of times it was like stalled. But yeah, I don't really think I had a fan crush to be honest. I was weird, but not that weird. No offense if you do, but you know me. I forgot to write a comment on there. No, I might re-sign this one. Yeah, she was cool. Honestly, I've never really watched Ben 10 except a couple times as a kid. Well, that's me too. Honestly, like I do want to learn how to drive, so sorry about that. Infinity Train. Oh, just one of them. Dead End Paranormal Park. That's another show I want to review because I wanted to do one on Pugsley because he's voiced by Alex Brightman, or on Courtney, or even on Norma. Oh yeah, I would be Cartman, 100%. Lucky. Well, I did try to drive my aunt's car once, and I almost flew out her engine. So I haven't really watched the last couple seasons of Big Mouth because I feel like it's just them repeating themselves a lot. But I did like the first couple of seasons. It was fun to like quote it with my friends. I really felt like Human Resources needed like one more season. It was a good show. It felt like Big Mouth for adults. Sorry, guys. The King of the Hill one where Peggy gets mad that Bobby's a better housekeeper was on. I'm actually considering reviewing that. Oh, the dentist. I got put in a straitjacket a couple times to the dentist. I haven't watched Camp. I have gotten requests, but it didn't really it wasn't good enough for a review. It's a good show, which is I couldn't really find anything worthy of reviewing. So I used to have a Wii, but I think my parents threw it out. Well, not my parents, but it got thrown out. Yeah, I might review this episode like around Thanksgiving because honestly, I kind of get what they were doing, but like it feels like a first draft. Oh yeah, I love Fundy Fridays. I watch your videos all the time. I actually, for my WGS degree, I did an independent study with the head of the WGS department, and the subject was on the FLDS and the IBLP and how they protect offenders like Josh Duggar. Because I'm really active on Duggar Snark, but it was cool watching that. I'm like, oh my god, my nose is all weird. I have a weird nose. I have like a Piggy Hill nose. I have a nose piercing back. Okay, I actually applied like crazy to try to get to MomoCon. They did not accept me, which I guess there's probably a lot of other guests they wanted. You guys should definitely go. To Sauce gonna be there. Jake Neutron's gonna be there. Sarah Sparks gonna be there, but I'm not gonna be there. Yeah, mine too. Like, how Peggy kind of has like that weird beak nose. I think I kind of have that too. I haven't watched the newer episodes. I don't know. I probably should be doing that, but I'm not as active, so I don't really watch anime. I used to my favorites are probably Diamond and Pearl from Pokemon, X and Y. What else? Attack on Titan, and that's about. And I used to like The Promised Neverland, but season two really dropped the ball. So, and actually, I don't think Josh Duggar went to college. He got a GED because he was homeschooled all his life. Yeah, I don't think he went to college actually. But that was part of my whole thing, how, like, that's part of how the cult tries to keep you in check by controlling your education. I don't know what Inuyasha was until I watched the Robot Chicken sketch. I was like, "Oh, that's why they did it, because Adult Swim owns it." I mean, maybe he could have gone to, like, a special fundy school or maybe, like, one of those camps, but I don't think he actually went to a school. Like, he was just homeschooled. Actually, fun fact, the earlier specials where Josh has a shaved head? That's because the whole thing happened, like, before that. Sorry. Wait, you mean Crown College? I think one of the brothers went there. Actually, a few of the Bates went there, and I think the creators of VeggieTales went there. But yeah, I don't think Josh ever went to college. It was probably Crown College, just like the one fundy college they all go to. Bye. I will see you soon. Ew. Sorry. It's getting bad for me too. Oh yeah, that really sucks. I'm sorry. But it was so weird when I learned about, like, all this stuff. Like, I almost read the book that Jill Duggar wrote. Honestly, don't read the book Ginger wrote, it's just promoting another cult, but yeah. I wanted to, but I already, but I Kingdom Con, I'm supposed to participate in the masquerade, I'm doing a panel that Saturday night, I'm doing a panel that Friday afternoon. So, like, I can't go, and plus I got the Disney trip, so, like, I kinda had to pick between that and Hershey Park, and I ended up going to Disney, so. No, I heard that too, like, they had so many kids, they would just, like, mess up everything, they wouldn't even tip, or they would only tip, like, a little bit. I don't really collect. Okay, positive things about going away to college, I got to wear whatever I wanted, because you guys know the reason I'm called Kitty Monk is because somebody didn't like my outfit choices, so they called me a Franciscan monk. So, when I went to college, nobody cared about what I wore, so long as I was, like, okay, so that was pretty good. Like, people would, like, compliment my outfits, whereas, like, everybody else would be like, "Why are you wearing that?" So, I liked that. I guess the negatives, well, if you go to Rutgers in New Jersey, they have this thing called the RU screw. So, basically, it's like where Rutgers is, like, the biggest school in New Jersey, so they bend you over and screw you. So, like, I can see the financial aid could be one, maybe having to go to the college, stuff like that, the grades. I don't think the professors were pretty chill, but honestly, it was partially Snark subreddit. I also did I pray you put this journal away from one of their old friends who, like, talked about them. I don't know. I guess I've kinda collabed with everybody I wanted to. There's some more collabs. I might be doing a collab with Phantom Strider soon. I gotta finish writing the script. I mean, I'm kinda glad I went to college. I didn't go to my graduation ceremony, though. The day of, I just went to DC. So I wanted to go see his fam a lot. Wait, was it like an AMA? Like, there have been a few reviewers I thought about reviewing with, but our styles didn't really mesh. Yeah, I know, it's kind of fun. But I don't really think I'm that famous. But it's, like, weird, like, sometimes I won't think I am, and then, like, the other day, my aunt went to the bank, and she was talking to the teller because she likes making friends wherever she goes, and she said, like, "Oh, yeah, my daughter makes YouTube videos." "Your daughter's kidding, mom. My daughter loves her." Or, like, my grandma had somebody come to fix her shower, and they talked too, and then the guy was like, "Your daughter wouldn't have to be kidding, mom, would she?" So I have a has been hotel video planned on Valentino, which is probably gonna come out on Tuesday. It's on why I think it's okay to like Valentino and you're not a horrible person for liking Valentino because he's literally just a character. I also kind of want to do one on Octavia after the whole season finishes. Um, I guess I've also been working on a video on Dib from Invader Zim. So that might come out in a couple of months. I started all the way back in January though, so it's just a bunch of stuff got in the way. That's why. Because I felt like to some degree, it kind of like Dib is kind of a bad kid, but it's like honestly, I don't know. I've also thought about making like another video at Review to Diff, which we might do when he's done with school in a couple of weeks. About well, we haven't really decided on the topic yet, but I want to do one on the top 10 worst things Bill Dauterive's ever done. Yeah, so maybe a Futurama video one day. It depends. Ooh, that's erotic. Oh, thank you. Honestly, I don't know. Oh, that's really nice. Honestly, though, I kind of like how Busy Pop uses the Christian mythology thing to like make the shows. Like, I knew none of the stuff like the Lesser Key of Solomon until I got to her shows, so I thought that was pretty cool. Or like how a lot of angels are like biblically accurate, so that's why Sarah has all those eyes. I mean, I thought about maybe making a video on Sarah. I mean, if Time Warner wasn't being such a big word, I would make more Steven Universe videos because I want to do one on Pink Diamond one day, or Rose Quartz, or the other diamonds. Because I thought about making one on White Diamond and how she could have been better redeemed, or Pink on how she was still a bad person but a really good character. So yeah, I kind of want to know. Yeah, yeah, like I thought that was cool too. And plus, I know, like, I read a couple posts from actual priests who watch the show, and they say they do like it. And one of them said the reason why Serpentius like ascended was because of the love for his friends. So I thought that was pretty good. Was I think it helps that has been isn't really making fun of Christians in general. They're just making fun of the people in like who use Christianity to their own ends, like how Sarah and Adam are like the two people who like use religion as an excuse to be jerks or hypocrisy. Same with Luke. Whereas like Emily and St. Peter are just like people who use the faith for like being good people until they realize like, holy crap, you guys are actually awful. Okay, apparently they were going to have apparently they're not gonna feature Jesus, which maybe I feel like they're gonna make the point Charlie's Jesus in this world or something. But I'm surprised if they're gonna show God or if it's gonna be like apparently like supernatural where God is just like truly omniscient. So yeah, I don't like them either. Like it was the worst. I don't like them and I don't like UMPG. Like it was the point where I had to remove the background music from all of my shows for a really long time. Because UMPG, it's a thing where it's just like a little tiny, like 10-second clip they don't like. And then you go to remove that and it's like, oh no, you actually have this part and that part and that part and that part and that part. Like, no, you want the one part, I'll get rid of that, but I'm not getting rid of all this. Oh, that's a cool story. Honestly, I read Paradise Lost when I was in high school. That was one of my favorite books. And I feel and I kinda got why they made Adam, like, this jerk of the show, and I kinda feel like they're gonna make Eve, like, submissive, like, the angels don't want to admit they made a mistake with Adam, so they, like, just spoiled him and made Eve submissive in that case, but they made her, like, too submissive, or they treated Adam like a big brother and her like the annoying little sister, so that's why she went to Lucifer. I don't know. Oh, cool. Honestly, when I was a little older, even though I don't really believe in that anymore, I started watching VeggieTales. It's a pretty good show, whether or not you're Christian. So Busy, okay, Level Up Expo. This is the funny story about the lines. The lines were pretty good, actually. I think the longest I waited was maybe like 30 minutes for Alex on the first day because he had like the longest line every single day. Well, Brandon actually like the longest line, but I think it's because he would like talk to people and stuff like that. Sunday was probably the worst. Everybody else would probably only wait like 20, 30 minutes, which is really good. Like I've been to cons where you wait like 3 hours per person. Like Tom Kenny's line was 3 hours because he would talk to everybody, or people would have like wheelbarrows full of stuff for him to sign. Like literally the guy behind him was like, it should not be taking 20 minutes per person. So the last day I was there, it was Joelle and Christina's lines. And I guess maybe they were afraid the lines would be long or something because they were only there for one day. So for some reason, I don't know why, the staff combined all of the Hasbin Hotel lines, which just was awful. So you basically waited for like an hour in one really long line to go wait in another really long line. So like I had where like any other day you probably would only wait like 20 minutes. So I had to wait an hour for Joelle, and then I had to go up to the staff member, say I wanted to meet Joelle, and wait another 20 minutes. Whereas like the guy behind me was like, "Oh, I want to meet Blake." Okay, go meet Blake. Bye. I was like, "Oh, come on." Oh yeah, I am trying to come up with another American Dad topic. It's probably going to be Gurnon Strudel because a few people have been telling me that they want me to review that, so I would totally do it because I like that episode. I like Miss Monk. You're my monklings. I haven't watched X-Men 97. Potentially Cat told me it's really good, but I don't really have a Disney Plus account anymore. I stopped doing that after I stopped reviewing the Owl House. I only really have a Hulu now and a Paramount Plus. Oh, Chicago is cool. I want to go there. I just don't really know what to do there, and there's not really a lot of cons there I can go to. Well, when I went to MegaCon, they had worse lines, but honestly, it's because it was Fan Expo. So, funny story was Friday, Saturday, Sunday were the only days that Viv was there. Everybody else was there like 4 days, which I'm not faulting her for. So I went there really early in the morning because programming gets in early, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Viv has to work, so she's gonna be back around 3." It's like, okay, that's fine. I'm a content creator, I know. So I came back around 3, and her line was super long. So it was also moving super slow because like Fan Expo really sucks when it comes to managing VIPs and everything else. So I waited, but then I had to go do a panel at 4. So I went to go do the panel, but then when I came back, she went to go do the Hello Boss panel. So they're like, "Oh yeah, her line fucked off. Nobody else can get in." I'm like, there's only like 10 people. Sorry, bye. So I went back really early that Saturday and I got a photo with her. So I was really happy. So honestly, most of the Hello Bus and Hasbin Hotel people were really good about it. They would just answer questions while they were doing it, and they would like speed it up if you were like talking a lot and taking really long. So yeah, like Tom Kenny was probably the worst because he had a VIP line and a normal standby line. So it took me like 3 hours to get to him, whereas like any other con, it probably would have been like at most an hour. So I'm not making a pilot. I would like to contribute to a pilot, but I don't really. I'm not doing a pilot. I haven't really seen the new James Gunn one except for the one he did with Suicide Squad 2, which I thought was really good. Ew, sorry you're in the gym sauna. I mean, I don't have cable anymore. I because it's too expensive. We have cable for internet, but I have YouTube TV, which I also pay for. It's on right now. It's King of the Hill. Octavia, yeah, I don't know if maybe it's because they didn't have as many episodes or there was like a focus, or maybe like her voice actress was busy, but I would have loved to have seen more of her. Admittedly, though, seeing stars is probably my least favorite episode of the whole season because it feels like a holdover from season one. And like a lot of stuff they really should have commented on, they don't. Like how nobody's concerned that Blitz like ruined Boxy's privacy, even though he said he was going to like be a better person to him from then on. And Millie's not angry with Blitz for doing that or having to rescue Moxie. Or like he's not like acting weird around Stolas or stuff like that. So yeah, that was weird too. Like honestly, if you remove the whole divorce angle, it really feels like an episode for season one they meant to do, which they never did. So yeah, that's weird. But honestly, the multiverse, they could just say that it's like anything. No, I agree with that. That'd be really good. Honestly, does the Monster High have Twilight? They did that. I thought that was really cool too. Yeah, I know that. I did kind of like how they had Oliver and how he speaks ASL. I speak a little bit, like this much, I mean, but I do know the whole alphabet, so that was cool. Like when I got to meet the actress for Echo at AwesomeCon, she was really impressed. I knew a little bit, so. Okay, honestly, Fan Expo Philly, one reason it sucked was they promised me the chance to review somebody, either Brandon Richard or D. Bradley Baker. But they're like, "Oh," but then I couldn't get in contact with my guy, and he said I could only arrange stuff for that Friday. So I was like really upset because I couldn't like interview any of them. Not even like, could I at least contact you guys after the expo? He's like, no, it's only today. Sorry. So I was really upset. I have thought about it though. I just don't know how to do it. I have tried contacting a few people. They're just haven't gone back to me or they said no. So I think so. I haven't seen The Good Doctor either. I mean, my teacher used to watch it, but I never really got into it, so I can't comment. I got into watching House a few months back. That show was really good. Yeah, I think we did. I just I don't know. Actually, funny story with Richard. I saw him at GalaxyCon. I have a picture of him and Ricky Simmons on my coffee table over there. So, oh yeah, stop using Fritz too. But I was like thinking in my head, like, oh, everybody's gonna call him Moxie, or oh, everybody's gonna call him Zin or Billy. I'm gonna call him Crimson. So I was like, "Hi, Crimson." I think he thought I was like a freak. Because I actually do like Crimson, but in a love to hate kind of way. Like when Fizz is singing the song and Crimson is just staring at it the whole time, like, like it's probably my favorite part of the whole song. Right? How he has the balls to tell like the King of Lust, like, "Oh yeah, you're weak because you're dating a guy." Oh yeah, I don't really use Freds. Honestly, something I can tell you though, the Hello Bus and Hasm people are really nice, so like don't harass them. They're really just actors doing a show. Oh, well, maybe you're just nervous. It's fine. I mean, honestly, I look like this now. I'm super nervous. Like I have to rehearse everything in my head. I panic about everything. I stand in the corner the whole time. The only reason I'm like out and about at cons is because we all have something in common, so that makes me less nervous. So, hi. Ooh. Well, you guys, I'm not trying to be weird, but I actually have a double feature next week. Oh no, that happened to me at Brandon and Richard's panel. They were nice guys, but the microphone wasn't working, so I tried to fix it when I was asking the question, like, "How did you guys come up with Fizzaroli's name?" And they're like, "Oh, Viv had that name before the show." I was like, "Okay." So then afterwards, the staff member like yanked the microphone out of my hand. Like, I'm gonna put it back after I'm done. And I had like my phone, I was recording, but she just like yanked it and put it back. Like, I'm gonna put it back when I'm done. So yeah, I think he was just generally couldn't hear you. So yeah. Well, de nada. No, I'm not gonna stop YouTube. I might go back to doing one video a week though if I become a teacher because I'll have like two salaries and probably not as much time. When I go to graduate school, I'm probably gonna keep doing two. I don't know if maybe like I might hire an editor. I don't know yet, but if I go to California, I would want to visit the theme parks. I've always wanted to go to Magic Mountain and Knott's Berry Farm and Disneyland. Like I didn't know that when you go to Florida, Disneyland is like, yay, like a vacation destination. And when you go to California, it's literally just like a normal theme park. So that kind of like made me all sad when I found out. Wait, the panel didn't give you mics? That's terrible. Normally though, when I do it, they'll like just either put the microphone by you or just like, oh. Yeah, probably Anaheim. I haven't seen either or though. I think I might have seen Crepopulous the once after GalaxyCon Columbus when I went to Red Robin. So I don't know. Well, I at least 2 coming out on Tuesday, and I'm trying to do at least 2 on Fridays, so. I have a crossbow. Chris has a crossbow. Oh, that actually sounds cool. I went to Zero Point when I was a kid, but I was, like, scared of roller coasters, so I went on the one ride. I went to Disney too. I remember the Bugs Life ride, I cried so much. Same with Splash Mountain. Nowadays, I would've been like, "Yay!" I was like, "Ah, I'm so scared." Like, "Why did they eat the rabbit?" Dude, I went to Orlando for MegaCon. There were so many signs for Disney, and we were nowhere near Disney. Like, Timon and Pumbaa want you to go to Disney. So I didn't go to Disney because that's like something that takes a lot of planning. So I went to Universal instead. But yeah. Oh yeah, I thought about that with King of the Hill making a video on the big retcons, like how Peggy's mom changed, or the thing with Luann's dad, how he should have been like Barney's dad from How I Met Your Mother. But I don't know why I haven't like done it. I think maybe like other projects or stuff. So I never did. I feel like that probably would have freaked me the f out when I was a kid. Now I kind of want to. I hate I didn't do it. So well, honestly, it's probably one of the coolest rides, but I don't know. Honestly, it gets really crowded though. Like I went in the morning and it was only me, so I went on quick. But like when I was about to leave, like it had like an hour wait. So there's apparently this restaurant in Disney World called Ohana, which I want to go to, but they never have a reservation. So I'm like upset because I wanted to meet Stitch so badly. Honestly, Universal was cool. It's just the Harry Potter place was way too crowded for my liking. Like that felt like a typical Disney place. And honestly, now that I'm watching more of the rides, it's always like you have to save somebody and their screens, and then at the end, we could have done it without you. And then the ride ends, you go to a gift shop. I haven't heard of DPM, but I have heard of Defunctland. Only in forums and presentations I give. I don't know. What do you think I should do better then? But I was gonna say though, okay, I guess I was gonna make a whole post about this, but I do have a couple rules if I do like discuss. Okay, so say you see me at a con, if you want to walk up to me, you totally can. You can totally ask for a picture. I won't care. You can totally ask for an autograph too. I've done that a couple times. My only actual rule is if I'm presenting a panel, please don't try to talk to me during the panel, or if like I'm sitting during a panel and you see me, please don't try to do that either. When I was at MegaCon, I met a fan and he tried talking to me during Greg Sestero's panel. So I didn't know he was trying to do that till after the panel. So it was like kind of rude to me because I really wanted to hear Greg Sestero. So if you see me at a panel, it's not my panel. Wait till after, say, "Hey, I like your videos," and then we can talk. But if I'm presenting a panel, yeah, again, wait till after, then we can talk. I always want to go to Dollywood. No, it's the same with Hershey. Like Hershey, well, it depends. If you're just staying there, it's like 1,000. Like Disney without tickets, it's like $1,000. With tickets, it's like it's like $1,600. But I would like to go to Dollywood one day. I haven't seen the deleted scenes. Okay, I'm actually planning on making a video on Bobby because I hated how they made him like this little kid in the final seasons. Like how he went from this charismatic kid to Hank thinking like, "Oh, Bobby could never do a job like this because he's not charismatic." Like, Hank, do you even hear yourself? Like Bobby was able to sell grills because he was charismatic. The only difference was he didn't know anything about it because he was a newcomer. And like I feel like maybe they watched like Family Guy and saw how like Chris Griffin was getting popular. So they tried to make Bobby more like the idiot kid son, which I hated. Like he never got to say goodbye to his grandpa. There was that whole episode with him and the girls. It was like suddenly he couldn't get a date. Oh, it's because you're chubby, Bobby. No, it's not because of that. Like, oh, it's because you're fat and you drink soda. I'm like, no, men. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Same with Connie. It felt like after a certain point, like I guess maybe Lauren Tom was busy with other shows, especially Futurama. Which it's weird watching the episodes with Amy and her mom because it's basically just like watching Connie and her mom. But like after a certain point, it's like Connie just became like an object. I really did not like her though in the episode with the real estate mogul where she basically gets Peggy fired and trying to come up with a good story. And then like when Peggy gets fired again, she's not like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Mrs. Hill." She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be a dental technologist." I'm like, "No, sorry." Well, normally it's because I know some people can't go to my panel, so I try to live stream a couple of them. But mm, I've tried to do it differently. This was supposed to be like we started planning this back when I first got 100,000 subscribers back in February. Like literally, I think the morning of the Saturday of MegaCon, I was talking to my talent coordinator. He was like, "Hey, I like your channel. I think we could do this." So I thought that was pretty good. No, it's actually hilarious you say hillbilly or redneck because I had a whole okay. So when I reviewed the Cleveland show, this is a funny story. I made a joke about the word redneck, and there was this guy who did not like that I did because he thought I was being a hypocrite. Like, oh, this was any other word, you would treat it like a slur. So he said, I want an apology. Your viewers need to know how big of a hypocrite you are, which I thought about, but then a couple other people were like, you, they're like, oh, we really don't care. Or, oh, that was a funny joke. So he spams me on everything, all of my posts, all of my new videos. He even got my TikTok and my Facebook, and he tried to get me to apologize. So eventually I just blocked him. But like, yeah, that was a big deal. Thank you. Yeah, like, I didn't like that, like, how at first I kinda liked how Min was still a jerk, but her heart was in the right place and she did like the neighbors. So, like, yeah, it just felt weird. I've seen Cybertron, not Armada or Energon. Yeah, they used to air on Cartoon Network, like, sometimes I wake up at 6 AM to watch them. We used to have a TV in the basement, I would watch it there. Thank you. I forget. I think it was like this doll, like a pink dress, like this new girl moving to a new town. I really forget. I just remember we went to the place at 30 Rock and got it. So, Kitty is basically me, but more adorable, I guess you could say. And Kitty likes cartoons. Kitty is basically me on weirdo soda steroids. But I'm basically like Kitty in real life. Like there'll be times where I'll dream that I'm Kitty. It's so weird. Especially now when I go to cons, like people will only refer to me by Kitty, so I thought that was funny. No, it didn't look like me. It had like long black hair to like here, and it had like this pink flowery dress. I forget what it was though, but I don't know. Plus, it's weird though at cons because it's like the one weekend where nobody calls you by your name. Like I've had people say like, "What's your name?" "Oh, my name is Kitty. My real name is Abby. You can call me whatever you want." "Okay, I'll just call you Kitty." So it was funny. Hold on one sec. Yeah, I think that might actually be the one. Yeah, I think it's Krissa. Yeah, Krissa. So like, it wasn't like this girl drowned or she was in a pool or something. Then yeah, it might have been Krissa. Mine was Transformers animated. I hated when I missed it. Probably Transformers Prime. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think so, but it was so weird. Like he like was harassing me on like everything. Like he would comment on all my posts, even if it was something like, "Okay, today's poll is or guys, I'm gonna be at this con for like a month straight," and then I just like blocked him because I was like, "Screw it." But like he found my Facebook page because I have a Kitty Mug Facebook page. He found my TikTok, so like I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, that was the one, Micah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a cat lady. We had cats growing up, but we moved here. My landlord's allergic to cats, so we let the cats with my grandma, but I still see the cats on the regular. Yeah, I probably should. One of my dreams though is to go to a con in California because a lot of my like content creator fan friends are from there, so that'd be cool. Same. I watched Wolverine and the X Men. I hated it. Only got one season. It really should have gotten a second season. Probably the South Park video games. I just don't know how. Like, no. Okay, so oh, Maisie. I love cats too. That's such a cute name. Oh, locale. Okay. So, okay, you guys ever watch like the episode with Fizzarolli where he talks to Asmodeus about how he doesn't like how people like treat him like creeps? That's basically me. Same with Asmodeus. Like, so I don't know. I don't really like it. I know I have a whole subreddit about that, and honestly, I'm not a big fan of it. I've actually thought about contacting them because I don't like it, but I have another subreddit just about me if you guys want to see it. So I never watched either of those things. I'm sorry. I had like weird tastes. I still do. Like I can only watch specific shows when I eat, like King of the Hill. So I have like a photographic memory of that show. Oh, that's so cute. Do you guys watch the videos about pudding on Instagram? I love those. Oh, I gotta watch Suzuko. Sorry. Oh, I like Maisie Mouse. Right, wasn't that like a book about a kid? Oh, that's how you do it. Vlad Velikov? It's like Bill Belichick. I mean, no, but I have gotten more hyper focused on propane. Like the train I have to take to school, it always passes near Rahway, and there's like this propane store, like Rahway Propane or whatever. I'm like, oh my god! I used to not like dogs, but now I do. Oh. I mean, as a kid, I loved the Michael Bay movies. Now I only like the third one, and even then I have problems with it. If you want to see them done right, I totally recommend the what's it called? Transformers Prime that's made by the same people. Michael Bay was not involved. So they basically do the ideas they wanted to for the movie but never could. Oh my god, that is so cool. I love Annie. Wait, so did you watch like Alistair? Because he's like based off of Annie. Like the thing said his audition you had to do a voice of the guy from the song like as close as possible. Oh, that'd be cool. I can't believe they got rid of it. Why'd they do that? Oh. Oh, that's cool. Honestly, I do like Alistair. Honestly, I thought about cosplaying as Alistair. I think my next one, if I do make one, it's probably gonna be Stolas because I have the red leotard left over from when I was Kitty, Valentino's Robo Fizz. So I'm probably gonna be doing Stolas next. Cause it's literally just I probably just take like something yellow, like felt and make that because I was gonna make a Serpentious cosplay, I never did, so I'll probably use that. I know, you look like an owl in a cage. I've been listening to that song on repeat. It is so good. I like it. So, Madam Web, I haven't watched it. Same with Rise of the Beasts. I'm sorry. I haven't like gone to the movies in forever. I think the last time I did was this time last year to go see Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And I remember I like cried when Rocket died, and he's like, "Can I come too?" I was like, "Oh no!" Because I predicted for like years they were gonna kill him off, but he didn't. So I was like, "Oh, it's good." Oh, I actually saw one for what's it called? When I was at Level Up Expo, there was a female Stolas dressed up like in a giant ball gown of Stella. It was supposed to be Stolas wearing Stella's clothes because Georgie was there. She was really nice too. She watched one of my videos. I thought that was nice of her. So she was really cool too. Everybody got a picture with her. I thought that was really good. Just look my way. I haven't watched that yet either. I don't know. Internet series, Amazing Digital Circus is pretty good. Again, if you want to check them out, Artice TB has some recommendations, so I would ask her. Yeah, she was. She was in my panel. It's ROTB. I remember apparently, I don't know. Okay, I was at first, but then I realized when you go to a con, there's like no judgment, so everybody can dress how they want and nobody cares. So I thought that was really nice. Like, normally, I don't really wear that unless I'm wearing like, I'll be wearing dresses all the way down to my ankles, completely covered when I go to a con. There'll be times I won't wear a bra for the whole weekend. Like, if I did stuff after the con, like I went on the SpongeBob ride or the Stag Baggins Museum, I just put like a shirt over my clothes, so that was good. It was funny though. I went to Philly. I got like 5 people asking me, like, they'd be like, "Hi, we like your costume." So I thought that was good. No, I didn't see that either. Pomney. Definitely Pomney. I haven't watched it. I have watched it maybe like once when I was on vacation. Because when I'm on vacation, I don't have the typical channels I want. So I think I watched it like once or twice, but it wasn't really my favorite. Oh yeah, she was at CPAC this in Jersey, but I was at Level Up Expo, so I couldn't go. And I was really upset because all my friends were going to CPAC. And honestly, I wanted to go to Brooklyn Comic Con, so my friends were there too, but I probably can't. So oh, okay. Probably not. Honestly, I don't know what other episodes to review after Gernot and Strudel because I don't know. I have to do one on Closure, the one where Klaus and Roger like do it. I just don't know what to say because some of it I do think it's freaking gross because they're basically like family. But I don't know. No, I only go to a con if I'm able to do a panel. They didn't want me to do a panel, so I'm probably not gonna go to VidCon. I remember when I went to MarukoCon back in September, I actually got it was the same weekend as that, so I was like, "Ah, darn it." I never did. But Rogu, yeah, I might one day. It depends, though. That's stupid. Peter Cullen's like the best. Like he sounds nothing like Optimus though. It's like kind of surprised me. Yeah. Well, honestly, that's a bit. Well, yeah, I hate to go back to King of the Hill, but they had another episode where Bill finally gets with Reverend Stroop, and then she leaves the priesthood to join him to date him because the parishioners don't really like their relationship. So instead of saying like, "Oh, I'm uncomfortable," she basically forced herself on me. He's mad that they're like boring now. So like, oh my god, I was so mad at him. I have met Brandon twice. The first time was at MegaCon. Not like that, though. We're not like friends. I wish. But the first time we met was at MegaCon. He was on Thursday. I got an autograph with him. There was like 20 people in line. He was super nice. He used my phone to take a selfie, and he was like, "Oh, I like your photo of Alex Brighthole." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." I think I screamed when I saw him, so he screamed too, which he probably thought it was weird. I'm sorry. Let me try to find the photo. Oh, I have a lot of selfies of me. Lots of selfies. Almost there. Almost. Okay, here's the. Well, Brandon took like 20 photos, which that's Brandon. Here's one of them, me and Brandon. That's me. Oh, that's me, and that's Fizzy. I was supposed to be Val's RoboFizz, but I couldn't make the head thing. And that's Brandon. So the other one was at Fan Expo Philly. Ironically, because of my glasses, I didn't do it correctly because my chin like this. There was a glare, so we had to retake the photo. And I didn't realize when you do photo ops, it's like an assembly line. So you don't even get to say hi. You just like or like ask a question. You just take the photo, go, take the photo, go, take the photo, go. Like I didn't have my QR code fast enough, so like yeah, step out of line so we can see the line. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't know Roger Smith was so like a big character. Like I remember it was so weird trying to Google him because I would get like 20 Roger Smiths, but not like Roger. So I had to specify Roger American Dad. Maybe Buckle. I do kind of like that episode where Buckle first appears, and I kind of like his past as an Imagineer and how that came back in the Halloween episode. Crimson Chin. I mean, it's his whole name. The chin goes out to here. Oh my god! Imagine trying to kiss him or him trying to eat out. I did kind of watch Conan when I was a kid, but well, it was because I chose the feed the fish line when I was making my Kanye West video for South Park and how he's called a fish the whole time. So I went to Epidemic Sound and looked for like fish related stuff. I wanted to do, but I think at first it was mostly just stuff like fish leaping out of the water. Then I found a feed the fish. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna use that. Whenever Kanye curses in the video, it's gonna be feed the fish. Like tie up these mother fish. I don't know where you are either, but my name is Kitty Monk and I am an alcoholic. I didn't watch Big O. Ooh. I never had a PS3 or PS4. We had an Xbox, but I didn't really use it, so my parents just like sold it. Oh, thank you. I like being pretty. Well, honestly, I feel like it probably would have been a better finale than Hot Water. Hot Water, I feel like, is a good episode on its own, but as a finale, it actually kind of sucks. There's like no outside of maybe like Steve and Roger finally hating Stan. There's like no resolution. Haley dies. Well, Haley doesn't die. She doesn't like talk. Same with Jeff. I feel like that should have been a two-parter episode. Like maybe he's like, Stan's kid, good night. And like, oh, you know what? You're gonna have a part two. So maybe it either undoes the ending or the family tries to rescue Stan and Francine and they die too. But I don't know. I have seen some of their stuff. Not a lot though, but I have tried to get into it. It's not really my favorite. I've never played The Sims. I've tried to, but I haven't really gotten into it. No, I never played the mobile app games. I think I did play that one Family Guy game that South Park made fun of when I was in high school. Like, I remember the whole summer, high school going into sophomore, I did. So whenever I hear a clip from the game, I'd be like, oh, that was in the game. So you're like that guy from Rick and Morty? That sucks. Oh, I should have had one. Yeah, the hot tub one. Okay. I like the Echoes, I feel like is a good episode on its own, but it's like a horrible finale. But you guys know how after the merger between Warner Brothers and Discovery, they were supposed to, well, American Dad still had like two more seasons, but they wanted to get out of their contract, like Discovery, but TBS like absolutely refused because that was their highest rated show. So Echoes was written during that time because they were afraid there was a huge chance they were going to get canceled. So unfortunately, there might come a day, like in the near future, where people worry American Dad could get canceled. So, or like they might, unfortunately, in which case I feel like they're probably just going to move to Hulu. But yeah, like I don't know. Like I feel like that if their version of finale is killing everybody off, that's going to be like, wow. I haven't watched that one yet. Wait, is it the one where Klaus does the song? He's like, "I killed 3 teenagers. Don't tell anyone." I like that part. Mine is actually have a good answer for this. Don't you be my neighbor because I'm no offense to my neighbors. I'm not good with people. So I'm like, no neighbors. So I kind of liked how they explained why we never see any new neighbors on the show is because the family worries they're going to be annoying, so they just like drive them away. And then Francine's like, "No, you can't do that," until she realizes, like, the mom's, like, boring, but probably a nice woman. So, I thought that was hilarious. But, like, the mom is, like, to Haley, like, "No apples on the table." I would have been, like, so mad, like, "Are you serious?" Sorry if you're Russian. No, I haven't heard about Paramount being bought by Sony. No, I'm not a good artist, that's why. I have no clue how it works, but that's why instead I would either do Streamily where I could just sign it on camera for you guys, or I would just do a cameo, which I have done before for somebody. He wanted a Butters, so that was pretty good. That's good. I don't really watch anime though. So is B12 supposed to be based on D12? I think it's because you kind of get used to it, so they're able to explore more. Because like the first season, you kind of have to hook the audience, and then after that, you basically like earn it. Plus, you kind of have to explore more again. So, I mean, like season one of Venture Brothers was just like two brothers who are like scared of everything, and then by season five, it's like Hank has to go break Dean out of the asylum because this crazy lady wants to shove him up her hoo ha and give birth to him, and that was a whole episode. With American Dad, I think it's also because of the time period, like they were able to get away with more, and probably standards of practice got way lax with them. I don't really have a least favorite member. I remember my least favorite character used to be Jeff because I felt like he didn't add anything to the show and he was so annoying. Because like probably one of my least favorite episodes is Less Money, Mo Problems because it feels like they're trying to explain why Jeff and Haley can be freeloaders instead of it being ironic. But like I don't know, I hate that episode so much, and Jeff is part of it. Like Sam 100% deserves to complain to them. So I don't know. I do like him now. What? I don't know, maybe like 20 more minutes. Just use a normal one. A normal thing. So take one. Yeah. Was it gonna make noise? Why can't you just use a normal one? Oh, in the shower.
Well, I need to wash the hair dye out.
So wash the hair dye
I
out.
don't want to make so much noise.
Just take a shower. Sorry, that's my sister.
Where's the camera?
Yeah, I think it's over here.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Oh yeah, Francine would 100% win. Judy has standards. Oh, that sucks. I remember I saw Transformers 3 like the midnight it came out. It was with my mom. Transformers 4 though, even though we loved all the movies when Transformers 4 came out, like she fell asleep even though she didn't do that for years. I was on my phone the whole time. Pretty much whenever they would use like a Roger persona, I guess. So because something I do like and also don't like about the newer seasons is how they reuse Roger personas, which I think is cool, but I feel like it does also suck because there can't be like other personas or the personas don't get like named. Oof, that sucks. You guys ever play the Handmaid's Tale drinking game? I've done that. I have no idea. I think it's because the internet in here is kind of I don't know. I think I've seen all my bucket list. I think I've seen every musical I want to see because honestly, I'm more of a I'll just listen to it and then go see it because I didn't like because I remember I went to Kimberly Akimbo Blind and I hated that musical. Well, not like hated. I felt like it should have been like a normal movie, and they should have focused more on the fact that the aunt killed the neighbor dude or that she committed a crime. But I don't know. And like everybody was crying. I'm like, okay. The only character I really liked was the aunt in that in the musical. But, I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Beavis and Butthead revival is really good, but I don't see a lot of people talking about it. Like, I actually thought about making a whole video on Beavis in the show and how it kind of disproves the theory that Beavis is a good person deep down. But like, nobody really watches the Beavis and Butthead revival. I guess because it's on Paramount Plus, not on like Comedy Central. So yeah, that sucks. I haven't seen Earth Spark. I don't really have a favorite cartoon musical. I mean, I guess sometimes I'll listen to the Fairly OddParents songs from Schools Out, but that's about it. I don't know. It depends. You gotta tell me the episode and the plot. Like Wills and the Leg Man is probably like my least favorite one. I don't think it's bad. I just feel like it's always the same thing. I am not a mime, but I can do ASL. Oh, fudge. I honestly the Beetlejuice cartoon. Like I know they're doing the movie, and honestly, I want to make a whole video about that because I feel like the movie is going to be really good. I had my doubts at first, but one of my fears is they're going to do what a lot of sequel movies or revival movies are doing nowadays, where they basically just repeat threads from the previous movie because maybe they're afraid nobody watched the first movie. But honestly, I would like if they rebooted the cartoon or maybe they made a show based off the musical. Like Beetlejuice go has to stay with Lady as a form of community service and stuff like that. I don't know. Like I've written Beetlejuice fanfics on that principle. Like he's stuck on Earth as community service, but he like Beetlejuice is everything. So I don't know. Oh yeah, I love. Well, the first one they did in like 2011 was really good. The problem was it wasn't doing good with girls, so MTV canceled it, which sucks. I was a girl, my mom was a girl, and we both watched it. The second one is doing better. Apparently, according to Jaden Lieben, the voice actor for Cody, and also one of the voice actors for Hell of a Boss, they are doing a new season now. The problem was they had the strikes, so that kind of delayed them. Ooh, I like spoilers. Yeah, it's a Foster's Home ripoff. It looks good, but yeah, it looks like a Foster's Home ripoff. Honestly, I would like a version of Foster's Home that deconstructs everything. Because when you think about it, Foster's Home is actually kind of dark. Like there are these living beings that are like second class citizens. Like what happens? Like can they die? What happens if like the kid dies? Or like if you go to jail, does your imaginary friend go to jail? Like and like they just adopt them out like pets, which is a cool idea for a show, but like that's really dark. I've never been outside the US except for the Bahamas. Honestly, I thought that was funny. I just got the joke about it being a joke on Toy Story, but I like the plot line of Roger getting the wine from Greg and Terry, and it turns out he just wanted to steal both steaks from Francine. I was, but apparently a lot of people in my comment section, which I meant as a joke, just told me that like horchata is like normal food. So I might try it when they be like, it actually tastes really good. Probably early because he has a shotgun. You know, I thought about doing a review on that show, but I probably won't. So yeah, I thought about that too. Like, what if like because there was another episode where Blue gets thrown into a closet, like when you take like a game station to school and you get it confiscated. So like, how many imaginary friends did that happen to? Or like, what if you're like an adult? Is it like Cold World? Like, oh my god. Oh yeah, definitely. You've seen my videos. I don't have it. Aura, that is the sun. No, that is the sun. And those are my plants. Well, my aunt's plants. That rhymes. And this is all water. Michael Clark talking is in this show. Well, apparently they were supposed to do that while they were on Fox, but they got canceled by Fox and then bought out by TBS. And one of the creators left, so that's why they put the kibosh on that. Lost in Space kind of feels like what the movie was supposed to be, but I said in my Jeff video, but I do like that. I just wish we got more because something I liked when we had Haley and Reginald was that we would have like background subplots about it, but almost every subplot is just like them reacting to Jeff not being there. So I would like more if maybe like Jeff thinks he's going to Earth and it's like maybe a planet full of like clones or something. I don't know. I heard it's really good. I haven't seen it yet. I would love to do a TED Talk one day. That would be really fun. Honestly, Bobby, because he lives in a community that doesn't like agree with his values. His father is very narrow minded, but doesn't know any other way. Even though he does care about him, he's very sheltered. Like it's a wonder he turned out the way he did. So I'd say maybe Bobby, Joseph too, because of the whole thing with like his real dad. Yeah, maybe I should do that. The one about Jeff's dad. That'd be really good. I should have done it last month. Oh my god. I haven't seen the reboot leaks. No, we did, but I haven't reviewed that episode yet. I probably should. Because I feel like it's a very good starting point to Jeff and his relationship with Stan. Because I was gonna do a whole video on Jeff and Haley and whether or not they should be together, which I would have said yeah, but I couldn't decide whether or not I couldn't make that stretch it into a whole video, so I might end up doing just a review on that one episode. I mean, I heard the second movie kind of sucked. The first one was really good, though. I saw it in theaters. It was so good. Yeah, that movie was really good. Yes. Yeah, that actually sucks. I thought about making honestly, if because you guys said if I wanted to review with somebody, I would love to do a review with Saberspark and talk about how Adult Swim actually kind of sucks. Like in terms of it being like that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if one day we get like a quiet on set type documentary about how much it sucked to work there, where even if everybody is grateful for the relationships they forged, it still sucked. Like, the voice actor for Frylock was homeless for a while, and he still kind of is. Or like how the voice actor for Brack, now he drives an Amazon truck because he doesn't get residuals, or the voice actor for Zorak, he actually died in poverty because he couldn't afford any medical bills because of that. Like, it was to the point where the people he was teaching actually made more than him. So, like, I would love to do a video like that with somebody, like a bigger YouTuber like Turkey Tom or Saber Spark. It's just, I'm probably too small for them, so I probably can't. I heard part of it is also Georgia makes it illegal to have residuals for actors, so that might be part of it. Like, I didn't know any of this until I went to MZ Chris's panel at GalaxyCon Columbus, and he said that, like, he actually felt good he had the rap career to fall back on because he knew a bunch of Adult Swim people who were making, like, pennies, like, he made pennies, because the whole thing was that you just got your dream, so you didn't care how much you made. So, yeah, that was like, wow. Oh, I used to love Saber. I don't really watch his videos anymore because I get too busy, but I used to like Saber. Zowie. I mean, I haven't really seen Guillermo del Toro. There's like a ton of movies I want to see. I just never get around to it. I'm like, oh, one day I'll see it, but I don't. Honestly, though, I really am looking forward to the Young Sheldon finale. So, I mean, I don't know. It depends on what kind of character it is. Depends. What do you mean your pet peeve? Honestly, I have a bunch of pet peeves. I guess maybe because maybe my biggest pet peeve. Okay, I have applied a couple times for New York Comic Con. I hope I get it because I live like right there. I can literally just take the train. Also, I'm going to tell you guys I'm going to Broadway Con, so I'm doing two panels. I have thought about opening one. The problem is there's always like they want this and that. Like I don't have all the documents, which sucks. I guess maybe just present me the character in the script and then I'll see. But pet peeves, honestly, maybe convention, we could start from there. My biggest pet peeve is the slow walkers. Like they just move really slow and then they just stop to look at stuff in the middle or they stop to take photos. No, you go off to the side. Oh god, that sucks. Like I saw the voice actor for Frylock in Animate Raleigh. I think he's been doing a little bit better. I said hi. He's like, "Oh, hi, Doctor Girlfriend," because I was wearing my Doctor Mrs. the Monarch outfit. So whenever he would see me, he'd always say like, "Hi, Doctor Girlfriend." Like I asked a Q&A question, which I think is actually on my Instagram, and he said, "Okay, now let's hear from Doctor Girlfriend." But yeah, apparently that's a big reason why a lot of them are doing cons, especially Frylock's voice actor, where he goes to like all the cons because like literally it's the only way they can afford to live. The new Wicked movie, I had my doubts. It does look a little good. Honestly, I would love a whole show based on the Wicked books. Yeah, honestly, it's the point where I'll just leave a con and go to like a nearby restaurant because that's like cheaper than going to the actual con. Like, oh, hang on, let me just adjust myself. So when I went to MegaCon, there was a Friendlies up the street, and taking an Uber and paying $20 was still cheaper than buying food there. So yeah, I did not see the Wonka movie, the Wicked movie, the one based on the musical. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of the musical just because I feel like it's all dumbed down. It's a good starter musical, but there's better musicals. So hi. I didn't see Wish, but I kind of feel like they should have done the idea of King Magnifico and his wife being like a villain couple. Like that would have been so cool. Honestly, adult cartoons just because like kids cartoons are kind of suffering and adult cartoons it's like I don't know. Ooh. I've never heard of that. I'm sorry. But when I go to Disney, I do want to meet Asha. So yeah, honestly, I remember I went to go see The Daily Show when Trevor Noah was still there. I like recorded it. There's like nothing around there except for like gyms and stuff. Yeah, honestly, I kind of get why it doesn't have a second season, but it was a pretty good show. I didn't watch the new ATLA, but I have heard about it. Like a lot of the changes just feel like eh. Yeah, like that was stupid. And even the creator of Disney said, "Oh, adults don't like animation." Like, if I didn't like animation, why would I have a whole channel dedicated to me reviewing animated stuff? Well, outside of cons, I haven't really been identified in public. Normally, it's stuff like my parents identify me. So, like, my parents will be talking because they like to talk to people there, and they'll say like, "Oh, my daughter runs a YouTube channel." So, yeah, I think I applied to that one, but I didn't get in. So, I think the best way is just to say, "Hi, are you Kitty Monk?" and then just go from there. If you have, like, any requests, I would totally be open to that. Just keep them, like, don't be weird about it. Don't be like, "Kitty, I need you to record a voice thing saying I love you." But if you want me to just do, like, Catherine's voice and then you record me doing that, I'd be cool doing that. I didn't, but I used to have, like, a Build-A-Bear box full of, like, TV full of VHSs, especially VeggieTales, which were all green, or Nick stuff, which was all orange. I think I still have it, actually. So, there was a Country Bear Jamboree movie? I didn't know that because I remember I had the VHS for it. I watched it once and it bored me even as a kid. Thanks. Yeah, like animation is just like it's not a genre, it's like a medium. Yeah, I was really upset with that. But yeah, I haven't really been like recognized in public. I think it's because like I don't look like my cosplays, so I mean, I thought I kind of did animation domination reviews with the shows I've been doing. 2010 MLP, but I kind of like Mr. Ender's reviews on like G3. I think I watched the 80s one when I was in preschool once. Oh, if they want to strike, they should totally strike. Animation has like a lot of stuff. Okay, I actually did watch Praise PD, and I actually liked that show. I hate it got canceled. I've never seen fans. I have heard of some people say they wanted to, but maybe they have. I just didn't know. But if you want to cosplay as Kitty or Catherine, you totally can. No, I don't really know how that would work. I did try to contact Casa Bonita to try to set up like a filming thing, but they haven't gotten back to me. So yeah, like that really sucked when I found out. Like he made me want to draw. Butterflies only live about 9 months. Oh yeah, all of them, honestly. Oh, that's cool. Well, honestly, yeah, I think most of my mannerisms come from cartoons. Yeah, Fizzarelli is my favorite. I said it before, but he's the first time I felt like represented as a content creator. Like I remember Fizzy Pop said she puts some of herself in the show. So I kind of got that vibe, especially like some people have said that Valentino's based on her ex and Angel's kind of based on her. Like now she's famous, but she has to deal with creeps, so I can totally get that. And honestly, do you guys know about the whole reason Alex Brightman doesn't like stage door anymore? So in 2019, Alex was in Beetlejuice and he got a death threat at the stage door. Like somebody said they were going to bomb the stage door, so nobody stage doored for like a week. So because of that, Alex hasn't like stage doored in years. Like he did try to do it during Spam a lot in DC, and when he went to The Shark is Broken, he just waved, but that was about it. And like honestly, I felt like so bad for him. So he would constantly say stuff like, if you want to approach somebody at the stage door, always ask permission for anything first, stuff like that. So I tried applying it. So when I saw him at Level Up Expo, he actually had a bodyguard in his line, like somebody sitting there and like watching us. I just kept thinking of like Blitz. I'm like, oh my god, poor kid. And like when I got to the front of the line, I just asked him like questions. So I knew Alex from Beetlejuice before I knew him in Hell of a Boss and Has Been, and that's how I got into Hell of a Boss because I saw the clip of him with Lululand. What I thought was at first it was just like a bunch of individual shorts, and Lululand was about a like creepy demon clown robot that Alex voiced. But then I started watching the song in full, and I thought it was like a show about a bunch of former circus performers, and Solis was a girl who was in the circus and dated Blitz. But then she left the circus and had a family, but then she went back to dating Blitz. I don't know. It was so weird. Well, actually, it's a stage door. So actually, after they do musicals, some of you might know this. They have this thing where the actors will come out from the stage door, and then they'll sign the playbills or say hi, and then you can say thank you or ask questions. So that's normally well, actually, a lot of stuff has happened in the stage doors. Like the reason James Monroe Iglehart knows Dizzy Pop is because she went to Aladdin during her last week in New York for college and she met him at the stage door and they traded numbers and that's why they're friends to this day. So like you know the clip in the Has Been pilot where Charlie is like talking and then there's that guy voiced by James and she's like and he's like, "Oh, this chick is serious?" Well, that was recorded at the stage door in 2013. So, yeah. Nowadays, it's more of like a big hassle. Like, honestly, one of the panels I'm presenting for a Broadway con is on stage dooring etiquette. So, yeah. I did see Alex at the Broadway flea market, and that was really nice of him. We took a selfie. So, yeah, he did. That was my first big review that got big. Like, I got 500 views, but at the time, that was huge for me. I got 1,000 views. So, I was on vacation and I was starting to do YouTube, but sorry, I didn't really know what to do So we had Cartoon Network on, and then we got to the episode, and I was like, "Holy crap, yay!" So I reviewed that, and it was my first big video that got big, and it convinced me to continue doing YouTube. I honestly no, not because I'm being like, "Oh, it's awful." I just feel like there's so many plot points you couldn't really condense it into a musical. Because the problem with most musicals is because of the songs being built on the play angle, a lot of it's like rushed. Like even Beetlejuice Act Two is so freaking rushed. Like it, I don't know. So that's kind of why I feel like maybe you could do like what like maybe a Helliverse version of other characters in the Has Been and Helliva world, but not Has Been or Helliva. Well, that's because I'm afraid of like what it's gonna do. But honestly, if you meet me in real life, especially when I do panels, I curse like a sailor. Ooh, actually, I think there was one like that in Transformers Animated. I don't really I think I don't really have a least favorite. What am my least favorite? It depends. Maybe the one where Stan takes pictures of a girl, because that's actually happened to me before, like, inappropriate pictures like that. So, I didn't like that whole episode. Or maybe the one where like, the one I said before about how Jeff works minimum wage, and it's okay for him and Haley to freeload, and Inconvenient Stan on top of that because they're making minimum wage. Because they wanna make some whole statement, which, yes, I do agree, like, minimum wage is not enough to live on, but I don't like how it was presented there. Yeah, you can leave, you can go ahead. You guys have any more questions? Any more things you need to know about me? I wanted to watch it, but I never did. I do I really prefer Digital Circus. I don't think they're better than Hell of a Boss. One, because they just started, and two, well, Helva and Has Been both walk so they could run, so I feel like they're good shows. My favorite doll line is Monster High, definitely. And Ever After High, I think that serves a reboot too, because I really wanted them to finish the story. Yeah, I know that. Which apparently you can't ask him for anything angel related anymore because the role was handed over to Blake. Which honestly, I don't care. They got replaced. Dave is still on good terms with them. They were asked to audition. And it's a totally different show. Plus, Michael has been kind of open about the fact that he can't really sing as Angel. So imagine that voice in Attic for like the whole like show, especially like Poison. That's why I kind of like Blake a little bit better, because I like how when Angel gets like angry or upset, you can kind of hear his voice go down. Like that's his real voice. So I like that thing. Yes, I did all the time. I actually had all the dolls, and I think my cat peed on a few. One day I accidentally took them to school because I forgot I had them in my backpack. I was like, oh crap. Oh, okay, that's cool. Does anybody else have any other questions? Anything else you want to know? Anything else? Do you guys want to know about any future videos? Anything like that? Any video ideas? I'm supposed to write one on Kenny for Patreon. I'm still doing it. It's just it's taking a while, longer than anticipated. I don't really know how to do that, but I guess advice, always stay consistent. That works, because I remember if I miss a video, I spend all month trying to make it up. So yeah. My favorite Beetlejuice song is either That Beautiful Sound or yeah, probably that one. Home, whenever I watch it live, I cry like a B word. So that's kind of the mark of how I determine whether or not a Lydia is good, if she makes me cry. So pretty much all the ones I've seen, especially the one on tour and the one by Lisa Teeter, all made me cry. Especially Elizabeth here came at a really difficult time when I was going through stuff and I was just starting to take antidepressants, so it really helped to cry. I mean, I should. American Dad, I am a little upset they are doing the timeline because it's like you could wipe everything away because it's the timeline, but eh. But I feel like Lydia's kind of doing the timelines on that angle, so I'm fine. Honestly, I did think about doing a whole video about impressions because you guys tell me my voices sound like certain people, like Ruby from Steven Universe, or like Derek from Disenchantment, or stuff like that. So I thought about doing a whole video of me just like talking over the footage, but I'm afraid that's gonna get copyrighted, so I probably won't. I mean, I am currently working on a collab with a few other people. It's just we're really busy, so we can't like do it. Because after we hit 100,000, we were supposed to do one with Dan the Man Show and this other guy. I forget his. I think the Man, but we're all busy, so we haven't really been able to time to do it. I'm supposed to do a Helpful Boss video with Artice TV, but we're all both busy too. Like that was supposed to come out like in April. De nada. I'm supposed to finish writing a script that I'm supposed to do with Phantom Strider. It's probably going to be a top 10 list on Linda and the worst thing she's done from Bob's Burgers. Because honestly, Linda's probably like my least favorite nowadays next to Jean. Like, I like Linda, but like, oh my gosh, she's kind of like the Peggy Hill of the show. Um, I don't know because I kind of like them all. I guess maybe the quote unquote worst one was Shady because we were both kind of like perfectionists and have our own way of doing things. But I highly respected him. I was super happy I got to do it because he was like my inspiration. I was like but it was really fun afterwards. I remember after the Barbie movie came out because I didn't really like that movie. And he didn't like it either. I'm like, do you want to do a collab in your channel, kind of like a thank you? And he's like, no. I'm like, oh, thank God, thank you. I'm actually supposed to be making a video on whether or not Hank Hill is autistic, which I don't think he is. I just feel like he has childhood trauma he's never gonna process because he thinks psychology is like the devil. But I'm supposed to be doing that with a few other YouTubers, especially Pedanti Cat, or it's kind of like the video I made on what's it called? On Janet Garrison because I was supposed to make that to say why I don't like it, but Artai suggested I should bring on an autistic YouTuber, and he's autistic, so he said so he would totally do it. So yeah, it's just gonna be me answering questions like, do why do you think he is? Why do you think he isn't? A few of my friends who are autistic have said they don't think Hank is autistic. Like I did an interview back with MonkeyCon last year, and the interviewer was autistic, and he's a good friend of mine, and he is we're both collabing on RisuCon during the summer. So he's like, yeah, I don't think Hank is autistic. I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. I thought that too. I mean, if anything, I feel like Bobby has like ADHD, but that's like about it. Ooh. All right, do you guys have any other questions? Any other life lessons? Any other secrets you want to know? Any other things about Kitty that give you questions? Yeah, I don't think they make good movies. Honestly, sorry, I'm more in the camp of TV shows than movies. Like, I didn't like the Bob's Burgers movie because it just felt like a rehash of 2 episodes. Like, it felt like a two-parter with, like, 1 episode jammed in there. So, I didn't really like that and, like, how much it, like, ripped off the rest of the show. instead of like doing its own thing. It didn't really feel like it was big enough for a movie. So that's why I kind of prefer like TV shows. Like how Neil Schusterman, I feel like he should be doing shows on CW, not trying to make his books into movies. Like I would love Unwind to be like a CW show or Arc of a Scythe to be a CW show. Like that'd be so cool. I have tried, but I don't really know what to do. So yeah. Okay, to be fair, I like parts of the movie. I like the reveal about why Louise wore the hat, even though I feel like we should have seen her without the hat. But I just felt like a lot of it was either it felt like too small or they already did this. So like it's good if you never saw the Asperger's, but if you have, it just feels like they repeat the same things. Like how Bob and Linda might lose the restaurant, but then in the last minute they get the restaurant. But they're told next month they have to do this again, and they're not going to be as lucky. Or Tina wants to ask out Jimmy Jr., which is like the same plot line. Or Louise is afraid about being brave, which honestly made like no sense. Like I'd rather it be like remember when Logan took her hat and she like she convinced bikers to scare him into thinking they were going to cut off his ears, but she just spent the whole movie in like this childish funk. Like the only thing I really like that felt like original was Jean, but yeah. Or like how the whole movie would have been solved if they just had like delivery services or pickup. So yeah. Honestly, I kind of have the feeling that they're gonna break up in the new episode, but then get back together near the end. Like I could see Apology Tour being like them finally talking to each other and then trying to be together or something like that, and then we just go from there. Not really. Honestly, I feel like Peggy, even if she's not like a honestly, I feel like Peggy's probably the best mom of the whole show because she does compared to Hank, who tries to force Bobby to be like Hank Jr. because that's like the only way he knows how, or he thinks that's the childhood he should have had. She like lets him be himself, especially in the episode where Bobby joins the Christian youth group. So I liked that. Whereas like Min, she's actually like an okay mom, but she does force Connie to do all this stuff she's not comfortable with. And then there's like Nancy who kind of like ignores Joseph. So yeah, Peggy is the best mom. Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. I don't care if you guys like want to use me or stuff like that. Yeah, I feel like Millie and Moxie would have kids. That'd be a funny episode though. Like they take out a client and Millie has like the baby in the fjord. Yeah, I have. It doesn't feel like 2 hours. It feels like like maybe 20 minutes. And I don't like ads either. Honestly, though, I have also thought about making a video on Hank's mom, Tilly, which I might make a review to death because I do not like Tilly or how the show like treats her. It's kind of like if we weren't meant to think of Cotton. It's like if we were told that Cotton is a war hero and we should respect him for that, despite the fact everything he does, like Tilly bosses around Hank and stuff like that. She never took care of him when he was little. She makes him stand up for her, even though Cotton doesn't like bother her that much. And then it's like the last episode, she like breaks up with her boyfriend and she gets mad when Hank justifiably calls her out on everything. And she's like, "Oh, well, I don't want my life to be boring." I'm like, "Oh my God, no, I don't like you, Tilly. I'm sorry. Like, I feel sorry for you, but I wish we found out why you were with Cotton. Like, please." Well, honestly, when we first saw the show, Peggy spoke pretty good Spanish and she knew like a little bit about Spanish history. To me, I think one, it's just funnier to say Peggy doesn't understand it, or she can speak it, she just doesn't pronounce it correctly, which is kind of like a skill. Or she thinks that like a substitute is just as good as a normal teacher, which they are, but she doesn't realize that most subs are just like glorified babysitters. So she thinks she has to give out actual lessons and stuff like that. Because there was that whole episode I just watched with the garden where the kids treat it like a free period, and Peggy says, "No, this is not going to be a free period." So I can feel like that's why Peggy's so bad at it. Yeah, I did. I also read the book. Honestly, my aunt's coworker, her kid was supposed to read it, never did, so they paid me like $20 to write a report on the book. I actually really liked it. Start digging, Trout. I never watched F is for Family because I don't really have a Netflix subscription anymore. Oh no, he 100% would. Ozzy, by all accounts, we see in the show he's a good boss. I like how he lets his assistants call him like Oz, whereas like Mammon like makes Fizzy call him Sir. Like, okay, Sir. Oh, I love you, Fizz. So yeah, I almost became a sub. Oh, I'm supposed to get my sub license. I'm actually supposed to get my sub license for school because some districts don't let you observe unless you have one for some reason, which makes no freaking sense. But you basically just do like fingerprints. It sucks. I hate it. Oh, you're welcome. I do try. Well, also, some of you guys have walked up to me at cons, and if you tell me stuff like, "Oh, I like your American Dad videos," or "Oh, I like your King of the Hill videos," that's gonna inspire me to make more videos based on that show. Like, I remember one of my friends, I still talk to him, like at cons, the best. He said that he thought I was really adorable. So I was like, "Oh, thank you." So I wrapped up the adorable factor because of him. So that was cool. Oh, yeah, I don't have Pluto. Oof. Honestly, this might be unpopular too. I thought about making this a video. I don't ship Husk and Angel, not because oh it's an age gap or stuff like that. I just feel like Husk and Angel work better together as kind of like a father figure and a son, or like an uncle, or like an AA sponsor, kind of like Eminem and Elton John. Because I kind of liked how he made the point, like how he, I don't know, because I kind of like that whole episode where Angel decides that he doesn't have to do either extreme. He could just have fun in moderation and know his limits. So I thought that was a pretty good lesson too. Oh yeah, I should probably buy Pluto. Okay. Any other questions? Anything you want to know about life? Oh yeah, I do too. But like Butch Hartman had like a line at Fan Expo Philly. Like it surprised me. Yeah, that would be cool. Because I kind of want to know, like, if you're like if you're in heaven and you're a winner, could you get kicked out and become a sinner? Because I feel like they're gonna do that with Adam, where he becomes a sinner. But I never have. I like pizza too. I have never watched Bad Batch. But speaking of has been two characters, I really want to see interact were Emily and Becky, because I liked how Becky got all jealous about Emily holding hands with Charlie, just in a really platonic kind of way. So maybe it'd be cool if like Emily kind of knew she was an angel or something. I don't know. Honestly, probably Snow White because honestly, yeah. It was a really good decade. I like that decade. Probably my favorite decade. But if you want to know my favorite Disney princess, I don't know. I have a bunch. It depends. Fun fact though, so the voice actress for Belle knew who I was because I'm on the convention circuit. So I got an autograph for her for my cousin, and she was making small talk with me. She's like, "Where are you from?" "Oh, I'm from New Jersey." "I know you." I was like, she was like, I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, you do all that stuff. I know you." I'm like, "Oh my god, you know who I am? Holy crap!" Honestly, I can't really answer what I prefer because it like depends on how I'm feeling at the moment. Like I remember maybe Hell of a Boss now because I'm getting back into the show because of the new episode that's coming out in a couple of weeks, probably like Memorial Day. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out then. So now it's Hell of a Boss. I remember like January to now it was kind of like has been, but until Level Up Expo definitely has been. Now it's Hell of a Boss, and that's going to change too when we get new news and clips. I didn't see the Good Times trailer or show. I'm not really ready for the new Garfield movie because Chris Pratt. Yeah, I'm thinking that too, especially since they're all going there. I can totally see them screening the new episode and then it comes out like later that day or later that weekend. Because they did that with Level Up Expo. It was funny. Morgana like said on the microphone, like when the panel started, because it started a couple minutes later, everybody here for Hellfire, shut the up. And then we just saw the clip of Solus, and I was like, oh my god. Okay, I've actually thought about making another SpongeBob video, maybe one on Bubble Bass, because I wanted to make one on the Bubble Bass review show because I liked what they said about that. Because normally I feel like you can kind of tell what what producers think about critics if you watch their work. And normally with SpongeBob, the critics were always like, yeah, yeah. But Bubble Bath reviews, because he's making fun of YouTubers, I liked how they made the point that, yeah, there's a lot of YouTube, they're probably making fun of like Mr. Enter, but then they made the point that Patrick and Squidina actually did like some of the criticism he made. So I kind of like that point. Like maybe they don't like when you just make fun, like nitpick like every little thing, but they do like if you critique them because they know to do better. Probably not. No guarantee if you actually will. Okay, honestly, I thought of making another video about Dale Gribble because I feel like when you think about it, he's a horrible friend. Like Dale, like he's probably as bad as Peggy, but the difference is Dale is somebody you probably wouldn't encounter in real life, whereas like Peggy, you probably encountered like 10 of her. Yeah, that was cool. I like that. Yeah, honestly, I actually like the Cats musical. I don't like the movie though. If you want to see a version of the movie done right, check out the pro shoot they did a couple years back. It actually has the voice of Oogie Boogie as old Deuteronomy. The only thing I really liked about the new movie was the Taylor Swift song of Macavity. Like I listened to that at my own time. Other than that, it really sucked. Because it feels like with Andrew Lloyd Webber adaptations that they try to fix the mistakes by adding more backstory and then never fixes anything. So I kind of felt like they did that too. I did not see Bumblebee either. Okay. Hey. All right. Any more questions? Any more comments? Any more concerns? Because I gotta leave. And I gotta get food. I had a piece of cake I was saving. But I will answer a few more questions. I just need to know the last ones. So I like food. I like pizza too. I'm gonna get like burgers or something. Hi, I am the cat. Thank you. Thank you. Amazing Digital Circus. I just kind of wish they had a more consistent airing schedule, or they said the schedule for the next few episodes. So yeah, thank you. I don't know, maybe the '90s. Thank you. Any more questions? Any more comments? Concerns? Life lessons? Any questions? Any comments? Oh, thank you. Anything you need to know? Oh, thank you. Oh, God, I don't know. Maybe Mike Judge. Well, I talked about that with Shady. I actually asked him if he wanted to do another one on his channel for Barbie because I did not like that movie, and he didn't want to, so I didn't really push the issue. But I would. But Review to Dev said after he's done with school this semester, he would want to do another video. So probably we're gonna do it on my channel and then do another one on his channel. So like that. That is true. I mean, I have, but it's Squall Tactics. I tried to watch his videos, but it's not really like my avenue. So probably not Squall Tactics. All right. Any other criticisms about Kitty? Any comments or concerns or big questions? Aw, thanks. You know, I'm supposed to get like bunion surgery one of these days. I just keep forgetting to go to the doctor. Catherine does do that. Catherine is right here talking like normal. Humming like normal people. So, if you guys knew this, Catherine was actually made by a fan. It was a couple of avatars, and those were supposed to be my new avatars. So I tested it with my Squilliam video, but a lot of people did not really like it. But I didn't want to get rid of that because it was really nice work. So I kept Catherine on and made her a new character. Is a really short like joke during the episode about Stewie's brother Bertram. But I like, what was I gonna say? But I made it a short joke, and a few people like that. So yeah, Catherine became a main character from then on. Now on with the video. Remember, you are loved, you are wanted, and you got this. It's Catherine, guys. Hi. I think Catherine committed war crimes. Maybe. Red dot. Sorry, I don't know. Thanks. I actually suffer from it. I kind of am right now, but my period's supposed to come in a few days, so it'll be a little bit better. I have heard some people say, "Oh, I'm supposed to care that you get like a little like upset or like a B word." I'm like, it's not that. It's much worse. But thank you for your understanding. All right. Any criticisms? Anything? Anyone? I don't really watch anime. No. I mean, I do anime themed panels. Like recently, I did a panel on Japan and its relationship with McDonald's, but that was about it. Probably will. Yeah. All right. Final questions, and I gotta go. Any final questions? It is. I heard in Japan, it's like they have sub versus dub debates like we do in the States. Honestly, I'm more like a dub person, especially like if I want to feel emotion, and it helps me like pay attention. But if it's like sub, like, eh. All right, well, I gotta go, guys. Bye. Thanks for coming. Bye. All right. Bye. Bye.